Hello, hello everybody. I'm here. I can just immediately go to the game. I'm here, I'm chilling. Greg is eating, but he's kind of hanging with us. So he'll be quiet for a little bit. He's still finishing up his food. And since I was just sitting here fishing anyways, I figured I could start stream and just like chill with you guys and, you know, do some fishing. I'm working on the quest for my fishing level 20 is deliver the warm water trout. So that's what I'm doing over here. I'm fishing. I'm fishing for the trout. I've gotten 2 so far, so I need to get 3 more. Oh, if I zoom out, it looks like I'm like looking through the bushes. Like I'm watching through the bushes. I'm creeping on this person fishing.
Pervert.
Like, what weird ways can I watch myself fishing? I'm a sneaky. I'm a sneaky. Oh, how's there other people here now? There's other people here. Gotta hide in the bushes again. Like, don't mind me, I'm just fishing. Pay no heed. Oh, this person's dancing happily. I'm just fishing. Oh, I forgot to put this up. There you go. Let's get that up too. Oh my gosh, there's multiple people! Nice pants! Thank you. Thank you, I know my pants are amazing. I understand. Oops. Oh, I failed it. I didn't mean to fail it, but I failed it. How goes it? Sorry I missed you guys this afternoon. Oh no, it's fine. It's going well. We played some of our point and click. Then it crashed and burned, and then we turned it back on and tried to play more of it, and then it crashed and burned again at the same spot. To the point we finally just gave up and called it a day. We were gonna end early anyways. We were only gonna go for 3 hours, but that might be the end of the Sherlock Holmes game. The next time we play a point and click, it might be the next one. Unless I could somehow fix the bug that is causing it to break. Oops, I moved. Ah. Just need 2 more trouts. Greg is here, he's just quiet because he's eating, so I figured I was ready and I was just chilling here fishing, so I figured, you know what? I'm gonna, you know, enjoy some fishing on stream while I was waiting and talk to you guys. And pretend that I totally started on time. Oh, I love just Sherlock Holmes games. Yeah. Since Greg's schedule changed, we haven't really been able to find a new place to put it. So, since he ended up having today off because they just didn't have enough packages to go around today, he didn't have to work, so... But we're gonna try to see if I can fix it. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to fix it or not. it might be one of those things that next time I load up the game, maybe it will save correctly in that portion. Because it's pretty much the autosave was crashing the game in the same spot. And we tried reloading the game a couple times, and it just kept crashing in that same spot. So I might try opening it up on a different computer and see if I can save past that spot to allow me to continue going, or if that's just the end of that game. I'll see if anyone has any, like, hacks on how to get around that. Why are some of these trouts not counting? Oh, because I only have 3. Oh, it's because I have fancy trout. Well, wait. Hold on. Well, then lower the quality of it. Oh. Oh, I didn't know it did all 3. Okay, there we go. Nice. How beautiful. And hopefully soon Greg will join us and we'll get to the real deal of doing some stuff. Doing some story. So how far have you made it in the story now? I know you've been playing like all day, it looks like. At least it's been saying you've been playing all day. Oh, nice. Okay, you're getting there. Thinking about the Ruby Sea. Yeah, you're getting there slowly. Well, in my off time, I have done some work. And I'm currently wearing a very weird combination of outfits. But I have gone through the effort of getting check marks in everything. Look at all the check marks. All the check marks. All the way to the star stuff. Because if you look at the star stuff, it requires a higher craftsman, and I just don't feel like taking all that effort to like throw a bunch of materia on my gear to do that stuff, so I will wait for to do that later. But I have done 50 on every single one of these, got check marks for every single one going through up to the point of the stars. Even on alchemy. Well, alchemy I am missing a couple. I don't actually have the, I don't have these 2 copies of, like, the faded copies. I don't have those. So I couldn't do those. I didn't really feel like buying faded copies. I figured at some point I probably will end up with those faded copies, and or I could just go look at where they are and go get them and do that, and you know. Like, crafting is a level 80 person game. No, crafting is a I'm bored and I need something to do, and I'm not supposed to be working on story because Greg's not home. I am far more interested in working on the crafting than leveling another job. I'd rather work on the crafting any day. I am now on my cooking though, because I haven't got the cooking up yet. It's only at 31 and has way little things. Way less check marks going on here. I have so much to do. What else are you playing these days on stream? Currently Black Book. I am working my way through Black Book. We are hoping to play some like Overcooked and maybe some Moving Out on Wednesdays with Jess. Well, just for like some funsies, we might do some Moving Out on Wednesday. Or some Overcooked, one of the two. I think Moving Out would be better with 3 people. Or just 2 people if Greg can't make it. Yeah, the Russian Witch game. I've been playing that game on my solo days. Been having a lot of fun with it. I've gotten about 8-ish hours into the game at this point. I've gone through 2 of the base storylines that are in there. I've unlocked 2 of the seals. I'm like working on the 3rd seal currently. So that will be on Thursday. I'll be working on the 3rd seal. I think I'm actually at the end of the 3rd seal. So I'll get that on Thursday probably. So if you haven't caught up with that, you guys might have to go watch that episode. Make sure you're all caught up. Alright, let's turn this in. Where's my fishing? There's my fishing. Oh, it's out here. Here are these fish. Yeah. Oops. Not search. Oh, okay, stack them. What? What if I do it this way? What is happening? Okay, hold on. Did that do it? It did. It did? Ah, there we go. Okay. Oh, oh no. Now I'm all weird. I fixed it. Look at this guy. Isn't he crazy? Hello, Greg. Are you finally going to talk to us now? Are you starting up your stream? Or are you just making weird emotes? Have you forgotten you've been muted? Never. Okay. He's never going to talk to us, guys. I'm sorry. He's decided he's out. He has no interest in talking to us. He doesn't want to join. He doesn't want to join the Discord and live in the fun, I guess. How could he? Alright, let's go back to the summoner. Let's get back on our summoner life. I'm just gonna leave the crap in my inventory. We're just gonna have a bunch of weird cooking, fishing stuff in my inventory right now. It's fine. I have a whole bunch of random crafting stuff for sale on the market board, so we probably will see that popping up saying that people are buying stuff. I'm not sure if I can turn that off. Sometimes I wonder if I could turn that off, because I feel like that might be boring on stream, to like, or annoying on stream to see that like popping up in the screen, but what can we say? What did I miss? I don't know. I don't know how long you've been gone for. I mostly just rambled. Oh, hello, Greg.
Hi.
Greg was fighting me, saying that he was never gonna stream. He was never gonna join us. But he lied, because he's here.
I did lie.
You did lie.
I am a filthy, dirty liar.
You filthy, dirty liar, you. I'm sipping to Greg right now. Speaking of Greg... Oh, I forgot to add him to the title. I always forget to add him to the title.
You can't unsub from me because I don't have subs at all. Let me change the volume. Let's bring this up a bit.
But speaking of Greg, I saw that you're like 5 people away from hitting 50 now.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, you're getting there. He's gonna someday actually be an officiate person. Affiliate. Look at you. Working away. He streams
just 5
every
more
morning
until Twitch says, nah, not good enough. Give us a month and try again.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, he streams every morning, in case you don't know who the real Windhoof is. I'm sure most of you do, but maybe there's a crazy new person in here that's just watching. Hi, person.
Yeah, hi, crazy person. We're sorry.
We're sorry. Forgive us.
Wait, we probably shouldn't say that. That's someone else's thing.
Ah, crap. I'm now part of, Wow. Drawfee. Well, look at me being good. Greg's still plowing through Zelda Wolfman game. Are you? Is that the game you're playing?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
It's actually my favorite one.
His favorite one.
I like the design of the world and the characters there.
That's not it. Friendslet. Greg.
Also getting shoved over by a giant yeti. Just so he can get some pumpkin from me was pretty funny this morning.
I kind of watch in the morning a little, but let's be honest, I'm like asleep like mostly through the raid. Wow, the stream. So.
Oh god, she sleeps through raids? Oh man.
Yeah, I sleep through the raids. I also sleep through the stream. But if you are a person that happens to be awake at like 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, go watch him. He's great. He plays a bunch of weird old games right now and does his weird little painting things on figurines that I have forgotten what they're called.
Miniatures?
Not miniatures. Warhammer.
Oh, okay. You're talking about the wargaming?
Yeah, I was trying to remember what the figurine things were. They're for Warhammer. Warhammer miniatures.
I mean, some of them are.
He also draws drawings and does things.
I do terrible drawing sometimes when
maybe one day I'll finally actually work on drawing stuff on stream. I did that one where you guys kind of got to see what I was working on that I haven't worked on since.
And then got distracted by some dongs.
Yeah.
Some ding dongs.
Yeah, some ding dongs. I got distracted by ding dongs in my Google search of hands. Yeah. Trying to Google hands and references.
Got distracted by pastries. Yep, definitely pastries.
Yep, just pastries. But yeah,
We're
gonna
probably
maybe
paint
do
more
things
tomorrow.
It doesn't want ho-hos. Well, I guess it doesn't like ho-hos that way. It's fine.
I've got stuff in my inventory.
Because ding-dongs is literally a thing, so I don't... I get it. I get it dongs being bad too, but you know, I just don't really care. I guess in all right, ho-hos are not spelled that way. There's no E's in ho-hos.
Not that kind of hose, guys.
Yeah, not that kind of hose. What's wrong with you? Not ho-hos. Not ho-hos. Ho-ho. Like ho-ho-ho. But ho-ho.
Oh, that's complete.
So not bird Pokemons or garden tools. No, it is hostess pastries that you buy in a container.
Nothing else.
Nothing else.
Perverted.
Definitely nothing else. Just ding-dongs. Greg's brought into the ho-hos. I was talking about ding-dongs. He threw in ho-hos.
I thought you threw in ho-hos.
No, I always refer to it as a ding-dong. I like ho-hos better, though. I am not actually a big fan of ding-dongs. I do like ho-hos, though. I like ho-hos more than ding-dongs. Ding-dongs aren't bad, though, but I like ho-hos better. Or Twinkies. Yeah, I'm a caramel kind of guy. Or Twinkies. Twinkies are okay. Let's be honest. Hostess cakes slightly frighten me. The fact that when they went out of business there for a bit and weren't making them anymore, they lasted for a while before. Strange, man. I haven't actually had a ho-ho or a ding-dong in a while. Or a Twinkie. None of those. Yeah, Twinkies will survive the apocalypse. It makes me think of that one movie where they're literally, he's looking for, the last, Twinkie. That one. Yeah, Zombieland. Yeah, he's looking for the last Twinkie.
Yeah.
Great. It's one of the few zombie movies I've actually watched, because it was a comedy.
Yeah, more of a comedy than a, actual horror.
Speaking of murder, who
fireworks in the game?
where are you, in town? Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes there's fireworks. But speaking of
Okay.
murder, there's a new Hulu series that just came out, and boy was it good. It is like a slight comedy murder
It's
mystery.
got
Uh,
Steve Martin, Martin Short, and
Selena
Selena
Gomez.
Gomez.
Selena Gomez.
Selena
It's
Gomez.
really good. Oh, they only have 3 episodes so far because they did like
I'm gonna sneeze. Hold on.
like starter 3 episode, but then you get to watch it like once a week type thing, and mmm, mmm, it's good. It is everything I could have wanted from a silly murder mystery show that definitely plays off of like the Nancy Drew, Hardy Boys bill of murder mysteries, but it is mature. It does got lots of blood and really um dark things, obviously, because it's a murder. I don't even remember what that darn thing is called. I don't even remember what it's called. Murder on murder in murder in something. In my building? Murder in my building?
Paradise.
Murder at my building? Something like that. I don't know.
I think
I literally, if you have Hulu, it will like prod. It'd be like, this is a new thing. So I
I'm
watched
sure
that.
if you typed in Martin Short, Steve Martin, Selena Gomez murder mystery show, you'll find it.
It was great. As someone who loves murder mysteries, it made my heart warm. It's just the perfect amount of humor and like actual like case solving that I love. With a sprinkle of drama in it. Sprinkle. Did you watch Knives Out? I don't think I ever actually got to watch that. I wanted to though. I don't think I ever watched it.
I'm all out of
No, I never actually watched Knives Out. I did want to though. I need to. Is that somewhere where you can watch it like online? Because I do want to watch that. I just never got to.
Make it.
Doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it. I maybe missed my chance. I saw it on Amazon Prime. But that's if it's still on Amazon Prime, though. We do have Amazon Prime, but I don't know if it would show up. I'm glad this is our conversation. I love this, guys. Give me more murder mysteries. I like the ones with a slight humor. Or very, you know, Nancy Drew vibes. This is the Murder Corner. Welcome. I have rubber duckies as all of my emotes because I love rubber duckies. And
murder.
And murder.
She loves murder.
I love murder. I just love murder, guys. Just clip that, guys. There you go. But there's like, my sister showed it to me once, that there's a comic and the girl is like, everyone likes romance, you know, novels, or they're in the romance novel corner or the medieval corner, you know, and she's like, I'm in the murder corner. And I'm like, that's me. Are you ever gonna come over here, Greg? I'm gonna run out of things to talk about.
Are you though?
I love heist
kind of
movies.
cleaning up my inventory a little bit.
Heist movies are okay, but I like watching someone like figure out and solve a murder. I always lived for watching Murder, She Wrote with my grandma and stuff. I just really enjoy that. Lucifer's got a good twinge of that with like a twinge of drama. Murder on the Orient Express. Isn't that just like a version of Clue, but on a train? Isn't that what that is? Is the Murder on the Orient Express is pretty much like Clue. Still a murder mystery, that's true. I don't know if I've ever watched that one. I think I have, though. Talk about that weird... The actual Clue movie, though? That one was strange. That had, like, multiple endings. So you could have an ending where anyone died. Where anyone did it. The combinations. Talk about a strange thing. Hercule Poirot. Hercule Poirot is the boss for murder mysteries. I don't know who Hercule Poirot is. We have to Google now, obviously. See, I don't know names of people. That's my problem. How? Oh, it's French. Okay. Well, he was talking about Murder on the Orient Express, and then he said Hercule, Pro. Which looks like it's Pro-I-Rot.
Nope, that's the wrong one. Maybe this one.
What does he do?
Okay, I'm a-coming.
Oh, it's that guy! Okay. Okay, it's that guy. Yes, it's the dude with the kicking mustache.
It's that guy.
If I showed you a picture, you would also be immediately like, oh, it's that guy. That guy.
Well, I'm here.
Oh, you're finally here? I'm too busy looking this up. You're out of luck now.
Alright, well, I guess I'll just go back to what I was doing. Bye!
No, he's fucking away! He's like Sherlock Holmes, but with murder and less arrogance. I like you say that, but Sherlock Holmes is murder, too. In most cases, Sherlock Holmes is murder.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
So you're saying Sherlock Holmes, but with less arrogance. I really want them to bring out another Nancy Drew game. That's what I need. I need another Nancy Drew game in my life. No dumb sidekick. Yeah, the freaking... God, I really hope in the Sherlock Holmes games, Watson becomes less of an idiot. Because, my God, he's currently really bad. I don't understand. I always loved him as a character. I just don't understand. He was a good character.
Yeah. Okay, so let me know when you're ready.
All right. Yeah, let's do this. We gotta get some of the stuff done.
You will get Aetherite tickets.
To mute now, or forever hold your peace.
Huh? What?
Oh, it's if you don't want story, mute now or forever hold your peace.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry, we'll go back to being nonsense in a second. Alright.
Alright, give me a moment.
How dare you? How dare you? I wanted to get back to the nonsense.
Back to the nonsense. I mean, if you're watching us, it's all nonsense.
I can't say what? That right.
You would be my patron?
There's the nonsense. Thank you.
But I can't do anything for you. The lawless ones took my invisible ink, and without it, I can't make my arcane wares. Oh. Who are the lawless ones? They're Nomu like us, except they've turned their backs on our values. Curs without honor they are. They refuse to work, instead spending all their time cavorting and making a nuisance of themselves. It was when I was outside for a walk that they sat upon me and robbed me of my possessions, the ink included. I was out for walkies. I was too weak to resist them. But you, mortal, you look quite strong. You think you could take my inks back from those villains? Those bad dogs? If you do this, I will consider your patronage, and by way of service, I will make you something very special.
Hopefully when I'm talking, you guys can't hear the fan in the background.
The what?
Excuse me, Gwen. I couldn't help but overhearing. If you mean to undertake this task, will you let me accompany you? Can you tell I just ate food really quickly? Forgive me. I would learn from you and help you in a little way if I can. Sure.
I don't
Is this the Dark Crystal now? It does feel like we're in the Dark Crystal.
Yeah.
They do very much make me feel like I'm in the Dark Crystal. Thank you so much.
We're just missing Skeksis. Or Gelflings. The lawless ones make their lair to the south, inside a cave called Father Collard's Chambers. They took many vials of ink, and I would be grateful if you could bring as many back as possible.
So my guess is, do their ears just come that way?
Are you wondering if they're pierced?
Yeah, they used to have like piercings in their ears. They've long since taken out or something. But since they were such big piercings, since they're like the plugs or something, you know? Like maybe when they were of service, they were plugs or something.
Probably born that way.
Yeah, I was probably born that way.
Oh yeah, I can mount, can't I?
Man, talk about a movie that I do not like to watch. Dark Crystal. Do not. That gave me like freaking nightmares as a kid.
Oh, did we talk to the summoning stone?
No, we did not. Labyrinth is way better. Oh yeah. Well, there's no doubting the Labyrinth is better. They both have the same feel, for sure, but the Labyrinth just does it in a less creepy way.
Oh yeah, they're both from the same company.
My family loves that movie, though, so, like, people do love it.
Oh
it was
god,
creepy.
I can't fly.
It always freaked me out. I didn't like it.
Ooh, southwest.
More Bowie. Yeah, no.
Oi.
What?
Southwest.
Oh, okay. Yeah, more Bowie. Oh, it's right there.
Yeah, just avoid Toucan Sam. Oh,
Nope,
mind.
he found me. Toucan Sam is coming after me. He has murder in his blood.
Follow your nose to your inevitable death.
Oh, it's okay. He left. Toucan Sam is not trying to murder me anymore. It is fine.
Okay.
I'm using my mount, so everyone doesn't feel like I just did all that work to get that mount for nothing, because I am using it. Look at me. I'm using my weird dragon horse thing.
I mean, I don't think anyone was really complaining.
Well, it's more so I can say that I
there's
did
another
use it
bird
at
statue.
some point. Oh yeah, there's also a crystal here that I was grabbing.
Yeah.
An aetherite. See, my sister was more into, like, fantasy stuff. So she was the one that was far more into watching, like, she loved The Labyrinth. That's, like, one of her favorite movies. Whereas I am more into murder mysteries, so most of my watchings were not in the fantasy range.
Oh, where are we going?
The quest is over this way.
Yeah. Next thing is northeast as well. But that's kind of in the opposite direction. We need to go
There's
south.
one southwest, but we're not really going that direction either. Oh, well, it might be on this, like, little area over here. It's really close. Oh, it might be on the shore. Or it's...
Sorry, that's a west? To the west.
Yeah. Oh, I see. It's just on the riverbed here. Okay. Watch out for the big ol'...
It's in the little creek.
whatever you want to call that thing. Whatever we want to call that crazy thing.
Alright. Southwest. Jeez.
Everything is west, but we need to go east, so...
I just need to stop confusing east and west. I used to know this a lot better, but now my brain is like, screw you.
It's like, no, you don't get to know which is which now. Enjoy. Alright, I'm here.
Okay, time to put some bad boys down.
Well, the Colgard's chambers is through here. I peered inside, and sure enough, it was milling with the pneumo. They looked none too friendly. If Thancred was here, he'd tell me to go about it quietly and quickly. Let us split up. I'll find all the ink I can and then come back outside. See you shortly, Gwen. Oh, she's off.
Yeah, she's the rogue here. We're not the quiet type.
Yeah, I'm gonna come in with guns blazing. Gonna have
With
to
magic
because
spells
there's
ablaying.
immediately.
Oh, ooh, that's not the button I wanted.
Wow, he's just mounting up and gonna leave me.
Later, you got this, right? Since you're the DPS.
Guess that's true. I guess it's true.
Oh, wait, no, that's not the button I want. Does he have like a little flying pig friend?
Yes, Garden Porksy. That is a flying, that is flying pork. Yes, that's the right wording. Yes, that is flying pork, you see.
Can we maybe... I was gonna say, could we sneak around here, but...
Oh. I'm just guns blazing, I'm sorry.
Kinney's on just, kill everything. Kill them all, let the gods sort them out.
Oh, they both came running anyways.
Bad dog. Thought he was attached to a friend or something.
Someone just walked in here and went running past us. I'm dead.
Oh. Oh dear. Okay, that's not good. I'll res you in a moment.
I'm dead. Blame the healer, yeah.
Well, the healer was not paying attention. Sorry, I'm a little more used to you being not so squishy.
Okay.
Also, why did they go straight for you there?
I don't know, I just came back to life. Very rude.
Okay.
Wow. That guy got to leave. No issues.
Nothing happened. You
Okay.
didn't die.
Alright.
Okay, what's up here? Okay,
how
there's
do
some
we go
ink
up?
up here.
This way?
Climb
Yeah.
the shrooms.
We did it.
Wahoo! Can I sneak over here? Okay. Can we climb this? Oop.
Oh, is it up here? No, so I'm just chilling over here.
Oh no.
Oh.
Flying pork.
Some more flying pork trying to get in the way. Alright, okay,
Now
so
we're
it's like
done.
in between.
Should be done here, yeah?
Yeah, we have to go way west for any of the other things, so there's nothing else in here we need to worry about.
Yeah, let's just right out of here. Nothing can stop us.
Yeah, ignore me. Leave me
Except
be.
death.
Oh, it shot me. How rude.
Oh no. Oink oink. They're bad piggies. Oh, and to the north. Where are we going? Oh, there she is. Figured she'd be back at the cave entrance.
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness. There you are.
Put it on autoplay.
Those Numo were rather frightening. I'm glad you're safe.
Hmm. I guess I'm glad you're safe too.
Yeah.
I haven't seen much actual combat, so I was a little nervous, but I'm happy I could help. The Minfilius before me battled Sin Eaters as part of the Yulmoran army. But that had all changed by the time I was found. They held me captive, so that I wouldn't follow in the others' footsteps. I'd still be in my cell now had Thancred not spirited me away. When he found me, I knew nothing of the world. I didn't know how to live, let alone fight.
Alright, you lurk away. I understand.
Thancred
I don't
once
want you to
told
get
me
spoiled.
that if the efforts to summon you failed,
Goodbye,
it would fall to me
lurker.
to face the Light Wardens. I realized then that it was the only reason he kept me close. As a contingency. The truth is, he can't stand to be around me. Because I'm not her. I'm not his Minfilia. Once, we journeyed to Nabatha together. To the place where the Oracle appeared and stayed the flood. As we drew near, I felt as though I was fading away. I shut my eyes and covered my ears, and then... I'm not sure what happened after that. I have a vague feeling that I said something to him. Only it wasn't me at all. It was her. Afterwards, Thancred didn't say a word. Only kept to himself and brooded. There's nothing I can do for him. Nothing I can offer but my presence. Though it only reminds him of his loss. She should be the one to live on. That's why I tried to find you. Because I knew that was what she wanted. But now that you're here, I'm not entirely sure what it was she intended me to do. Was I meant to tell you something or bring you to someone or somewhere? I can feel the answer at the edge of my mind, just out of reach.
Oh.
Oh.
What is that?
Uh-oh. Hurting us too.
Why? Why did you imprison
Titania.
us?
Uh-oh, yeah.
Such boredom, such tedium have we suffered. It is unfair. Unfair.
Oh.
Try to jump scare us.
Come and play with us.
Oh, that's not creepy. Why is it jump scaring us?
It
When
came
did,
from the
you know,
castle.
when did this Final Fantasy game become a horror game?
I know, right? It's the Hexies.
This is everything I have. Please see it delivered to the Nemo. I will bear word to Thancred and the others.
Alright.
It says to the west, but I'm going to assume that it might be on the island in the middle.
Yeah, it's either over to going to the island or on the island. So we're gonna go over there in a bit, so let's just go over... Let's just use
Go back home.
the path. Yeah, the teleport.
Okie dokie artichoke.
Yeah.
Wild. Oh god, what was his voice again? Mercy. Your Majesty, we had no choice. Please forgive us. What's you? My ink. Were you able to retrieve it?
Yeah.
Bamboo. Ha ha ha. Yes, this is the ink. Almost all of it, too. When our king spoke to me, my day went from bad to worse, but thanks to you, it's simply bad again. What? You had a vision, too? Oh, woe is us. Ordinarily, when a living being turns into a sin eater, it loses everything about its mind that defined it. However, the king has retained some of their instincts. This manifests in the desire to play and be free. So strong is that desire, it often leaks through the seal, invades our consciousness. For a long time, we've ignored it, but we can't do so forever. But forgive me, I was going to thank you for uniting me with my ink. You did exactly as I asked, so I will give you the service I promised. Nothing up my sleeve, and voila! May it serve you well.
Okay.
Quest complete. The Ilda's answer. There's nothing like honorable work. Thanks again for giving me the opportunity. Oh, I should mention the Elder Wideanic returned some moment ago. If you seek them out, I dare say they'll have things for you.
Okay. Actually,
Yeah.
I say that, but then I didn't actually mount. I started it and then I ran too early. Okay.
Okay, I might close the door really quick though, so I'll be right
Okay.
back.
We'll just have to wait here for him to get back. Quick.
Okay, I'm back. So, I don't remember their voice either. So, there you are. Son of
Uh-oh.
a bitch.
Okay, give us a second, I guess.
Okay, so you guys talking about ho-hos and other pastries
I
while I
went
was
I went
gone?
a I went AFK too just in case.
Oh, okay.
But I'm back. I'm
Okay.
back.
Well, I'm back now. I don't remember the voice, so, there you are. I'm informed that you've been an excellent patron to our people, and for that, you have my thanks. Now then, you'll be pleased to hear that we've come to a decision regarding the scepter. If you would gather your companions, I will deliver our answer.
Okay.
Woof woof. Now, we will only do this for scritchy scratchies. Now, having been deprived of our purpose for so long, our people are overjoyed at. Oh dear, it's playing without me.
Oh,
Hold on.
me too. I completely forgot it was on that.
Yeah, but on to the matters of the stone scepter. During our deliberations, we were forced to concede that we will never have the power to deal with our fallen monarch. We can release Titania neither from the castle nor from torment. In light of this, we decided we would trust their fate to you. Yay!
Woohoo!
Take it, the stone scepter of the Numor.
Now we only need one more.
Yeah. This makes 3 relics. One more, and we can arrange a meeting with the warden. Ere you continue your quest, allow me to enlighten you as to regards. Enlighten you regards as your. Enlighten you regards your foe. Flibba-dibba-doo, dibba-dibba-doo. Know that Titania is not a name, but a title bestowed upon the one chosen to lead the pixies by the grace of nature. The leader upon Ilmeg's founding arose as ruler of all Fey folk, bringing order to our roteous kind. In our turn, we Fey folk rendered our blessing unto nature, unto water, wood, and wind, and our king might be further empowered. Though they are become a sin eater, their power remains unchanged. When you face them, be prepared to face the full fury of nature.
Oh dear. Is there anything else that we should know?
Anything else? Only that if you feel unready for the challenge, and none here would blame you for it, you are welcome to remain among us a while longer. After all, I myself have yet to enjoy your patronage, and who knows when I will next have the chance. We would see that you are comfortable, of course, and do all in our power to make you feel at home.
Oi! Honestly, I look away for one moment and every fairy and their knuckles tries to steal my sapling away from me. This is my sapling. Mine, you hear? Not yours, not Futha's. And anyone who so much as thinks about trying to seduce her will wish they hadn't.
But we're good boys. We're good puppies. In the final relic is a pair of shoes wrought of crystal. They are held in the Amaro safekeeping at their settlement, Wolkdorf. It breath mention that these Amaro are unlike those thou hast heretofore encountered, owing to a particularly owing to a particularity of evolution. They are capable of speech and thus might negotiate with them as we have the Fey folk. Though it saddens us to see you leave, we wish you well on your way. When you arrive in Wolkendorf, seek out the largest of the Amaro. His name is Seto, and he is their leader and the bearer of the relic. Okay, let's go.
Off we go.
You know, I like the look of our fairy.
Yeah, she's cool. Oh, we can just use the...
Oh, the teleport?
Yeah.
Is it just right there?
Yeah, it's exactly where I want it to be. Too late. I was already doing it. I was already doing it.
I see that. Alright.
Ooh! There's a thing over here.
Oh. And
Nice. Is it this one? Oh no, that one's bigger.
oh,
Never mind, I found the bigger one.
okay, I'm coming.
An enormous Amuro slumbers peacefully. Seto.
Call Seto.
Isn't Seto the what they were saying?
Seto? Mog. Bert? No, I can't do that. Unless you want to be this bird?
I don't know, but it speaks English.
Huh?
I don't know. You could be the bird.
Okay. Oh, forgive me. I was having a dream. Seldom do men visit us. What brings you to our village? Did I hear you aright? You desire the crystal shoes that you may confront the Light Warden?
Yep.
No, you mustn't think such thoughts. You are indeed immune to Light's corruption. As you claim, vanquishing the king will bring you naught but sorrow. Forget this folly. Return whence you came. Macaw. While we appreciate your concern, we have no choice in the matter. Will you not reconsider? Oh. Come, my friends, let us leave him to his thoughts. Maybe we can do some chores around the place. Do some chores. 'Tis hardly by far to change the minds of they who mean well than they who mean ill.
Forgive me, but I am not sure I understand.
And little wonder, 'tis the first time thou hast set foot here. 'Twould behoove you all to learn something of the nature of this community, I think. And there is no sure way than to speak with its members. In such wise, you will come to understand Seto's reason for refusing us, and I hope to gain an insight into how he may yet be persuaded. So I bid you to seek out the Amaro and make yourselves known to them. A gentle touch shall suffice by way of a greeting. So these birds talk, but the other birds that we've encountered do not.
Yeah.
Is it something about the area? About the Fae?
Maybe?
Look, I've got a big bird too.
Oh, well,
Respect.
now. It is not often we are visited by men, much less unglamoured ones. What brings you so far from your own kind?
Unglamoured?
Yeah, mine says unglamoured because I'm not glamoured.
I'm glamoured.
Does yours
But
say the
it still
same
said-
thing?
Yeah.
I guess you're just not good enough. Tell you.
Oh, what are we doing?
Petting him.
Oh,
Cra, cra, huh. How long has it been since I last felt a man's touch? I cannot help but be reminiscent of my master's hand. He was a knight of Fulbert, a noble and valiant soul. But like so many others, he died fighting the Sin Eaters. Though he is long departed, I remain in this land out of respect for his memory.
okay.
Okay. Over on this way?
Yeah. Where could they be? There they are. Oh, are you one of those treasure hunters? There's nothing left for you here.
Alright, let's pet you.
Are we petting everybody?
Yeah. But it's interesting to see what they say.
That tickles enough. I've never had a master. I'm not accustomed to it. Not that I dislike your kind, you understand. On the contrary, we Amaro were bred to be fond of men. In the beginning, we were all of us mindless beasts, but then a mage of Ronka gave us the gift of intelligence, and we might better serve our masters. After that empire fell, those with the gift eventually died out. On rare occasions, however, we are born with the seed of our ancestors in us.
Okay.
If we live long enough amongst men, the seed may quicken, restoring the power of speech to us amongst other things. So, it was with me, though I never had a master, and as I told you.
Okay. So they were once, like, DNA-ly changed by magic to be able to, like, be more intelligent and speak.
Yeah.
But since then, every once in a while, the gene continues on.
Nimbus. What is all the commotion? Did something happen while we slumbered?
Alright, pet.
Pet. Scritchy scratchies.
Squishy squishies for Nimbus.
Grr, what's happening? Why am I being petted? It's wonderful. Seldom do we have the chance to enjoy the attentions of men. Your kind are loath to come here for fear of the Fae folk. But then we are Fey folk too. When first we made our home here, we swore an oath to the Fairy King, you see. 'Tis easy to forget sometimes.
Okay. Back around, Jay.
Thou hast peered into the hearts of the Amaro, I take it? They like pets.
Yeah.
Then thou canst not choose but see the intense and abiding love they bear for men. It is out of concern for our welfare and not scorn that Seto seeketh to dissuade us from confronting their king. Yet confront the king we must, and to that end we must needs have the crystal shoes. So how do we go about doing that?
Yeah, how do we do that?
Gwen, I might prevail upon thee to confer with Seto in private. The task of slaying the Light Warden will ultimately be thine, and it is for thee, I believe, that he worrieth the most.
Okay.
Tell him of thy many great deeds spoken in earnest. Thy words may yet move him to change his mind.
Sorry if I made too much noise. I need to grab my little rest for my wrists. I needed my rest. It fell on the floor. It got pushed out of the way.
That's right. We haven't gotten you a booby mouse pad yet.
Yeah, I
I'm
haven't been
sorry.
getting a good mouse pad yet, so my poor wrists are suffering immensely.
Like a booby or a butt one. We'll find you one.
Gonna talk to Seto?
Oh, sorry. You have spoken with my brethren. Then you see it is not out of scorn that I deny you the relic. I simply cannot bear to see men fight and die. Not anymore. None of us can. To lose one who has placed a gentle hand on us even once fills our hearts with untold sorrow, as my brothers and sisters will readily attest. So should I have punched everyone?
All right. Yeah, this is
Let's
something
see.
I must do. I like that.
Yeah.
This is my destiny.
Oh, what am I to make of such declarations? Got some eyelashes on him.
Yeah.
Tell me, why do you wish this? This land is no longer man's to fight for, nor will your doing so compel the fate folk to change. And in order to obtain the other relics, you will already have paid the due price. Not more is owed. Why then would you risk all to face our fallen king?
To do what no one else can. That sounds
Yeah.
kind of cool. I kind of want to say that. It is to save the world. That is what I'm doing.
What did you say? The very words. Could it be mere coincidence? Very well. You may believe what you say, but we shall see if you have the strength to do it.
What makes you bet this is like one of the Warrior of Darkness's mounts?
Maybe. Sin Eaters have been prowling the area of late. Prove yourself against them, and I will consider giving you the relic. We'll see that you are well prepared. Then meet me in the clearing to the east. There I will lure out the fiends, that you may slay them. Mark?
Okay.
Where's the
Okay.
nearest one? Nearest. Oh, 400 to the west. Never mind.
Yeah, I think the only ones left are...
So we gotta go this way for the quest.
Yeah. So
I feel like this is
murdering
the
some
area.
bears out here.
Oh, that reminds me. We don't have our birds out.
Oh. Where is my,
Hey there, Carter. Yeah, I'll pet Carter.
oh, okay.
I think it's a little warm for that.
What? I made it for Lancelot. He wants to be cozy.
I will use my voice to lure out the sin eaters, as once did when I hunted with an old friend. A feeble cry for the ravenous, a mighty roar for the territorial. I still remember the tricks. But come, we begin at your signal. Hold on.
Okay, so then we just have to speak to him again.
Ready then? Very well. Hey, yo! I'm over here!
Silly.
Alright, let's explode. Hi, everybody. Come over here. Oh, I'm a little late. Hey, yo! Carter, what are you doing? My legs are broken. I'm harmless. Oh no!
I did
I don't
it.
know. How do you cry out to lure in monsters for a trap? I'm not good at ad-libbing. I'm sorry.
Oops.
You make short work of those creatures. I will not deny it. I have seen enough. Let us return to Wallachfordorf.
Okay.
Hey, guess what?
Hmm?
It's not
What?
Leviathan.
Oh. How dare it not be Leviathan. The way that this one says it's west, it makes me wonder if we've missed one. You know?
Maybe. I mean, it seems to just randomly choose different ones every so often. Okay, anyway. By the ease of which you slew those sin eaters, I see that you are capable. However, I still require time to think, and if you should be willing, there is a favor I would ask you. Oh no, I'm hiccuping.
Oh no!
Okay, let's try this again. This is not a test of your strength, but a personal request. Please hear my tale. A while ago, I had fought sin eaters who had wandered into Ilmeg. In the heart of battle, I dropped a prized possession, a medallion. Of all the places that it could fall, it was Long Mirror Lake. We Amaro are not fond of water. We certainly cannot dive very deep. I briefly entertained the thought of turning to the Futha, but they are most likely to keep my medallion out of mischief than return it to me. I had despaired of retrieving my treasure, but having seen what you are capable of, perhaps you will be able to find it. While I ponder your request for the shoes, will you not go in search for my medallion? If it should elude even you, I will accept that it's gone forever.
Okay, so back
Alright.
this way we go, and there's another quest over here. Hello, Sandman!
Mr. Salmon.
And it's what we want.
What's your quest? Oh, I beg your pardon. I must have dozed off again. Ever since I turned 300, I find I can barely stay awake. Sandman is my name, and I had something for you. What was it again? Ah, yes, a request. I would have you seek out a young Amaro who has newly arrived in Ilmeg. But ere I go into details, tell me, you know the nature of our community, Wolkendorf? Wolkdorf? Wollickdorf? Sorry, I keep forgetting the name. It is a place where those of us who have attained intelligence come to live out our days. We Amaro are born mindless creatures, you see, but if we abide among men for a century or so, we may awaken to the ability as long lost in our kind, speech not least of all, that those who have awakened might know of Wolkdorf. Wolkdorf? We asked our Numu friends to place enchantments on the crystals found throughout Ilmeg. These crystals call out to our brethren across Norverant, drawing them hither. However, the airforemost young Amaro was not prepared for what he found here, that is, others speaking Amaro, and no sooner did I welcome him than he bolted and ran. Though he is wary of us, having served men until recently, I believe he will trust you. Please, will you not find him and persuade him to come here? To help you on your way, he fled to the west of the settlement.
Okay.
Well, we need to go west anyway.
Yeah. We had hopes to find whatever was west, so. It's a little more northwest.
Hopefully there's not a path into the mountains.
Completely west. Well, where's this? There's this. Let's. Southwest. Okay.
Southwest.
Oh, we gotta go
okay.
this way. Let's go this way real quick.
Is
Maybe
it inside or northwest? So it should be in here.
Did we just miss one inside? Weird.
I don't know.
Because when we were in here, we used it, and it didn't tell us there was anyone in here. But now it's definitely saying there is.
Oh, I see it.
Oh, weird. Why is it that when we were in here, it didn't show it?
I don't know. Didn't really use it till we left.
Yeah, but before we left, I used it to, like, make sure we weren't missing anything. And it was,
I don't
like,
know.
west by, like, 500 or something.
West by 5
Oh,
billion.
it was, like, east or something. It was, like, east or something. Bunch. West doesn't actually take us anywhere. Weird. Now it's south by a bunch.
Probably on the island,
Yeah, maybe.
since that is kind of south. Okay, so
Oh, there's the
over here.
tracks. Like
You
trying to find them.
foliage that has been partially consumed by a large beast. The trail of the consumption continues to the west.
Alright. I see it. It's there.
You find the eaten remains of fruit, then exposed flesh, and you turn around to the young Amaro may be near.
Okay. Off we go!
To the south. Maybe it is along the coast. Tonathun. Do you want to do the voice?
Sure. Maro regards you with weary eyes. It's alright to talk. Yeah. You know I can talk. There was another fellow like me. Do you know him?
Yeah. His name is Sandman.
Well now, the whole settlement of talking on Maros. Oh, that must be the place he wanted to show me. My name is, Tono Tehu? My master was a traveling merchant one day I discovered that I could speak. I was so happy that I thought my master would be happy too, but when I spoke to him, he looked as if he had seen a ghost and abandoned me. Since that day, I've been watering the land by myself. I'd heard of the Ilme and thought it would be nice to see, but it seems the idea wasn't my own at all. The settlement, Woldegadorf. It sounds like a nice place, but I don't want to live there. I've been alone for a long while. I don't feel comfortable around others anymore. Not even other Amaros. Oh. Okay, we'll help him one day.
Well, we'll never help you. We'll never see you again. Bye.
Yeah, this is just to the south. So this one must be on the thing. Or underneath?
Yeah, probably that too. Did you just jump?
Well, yeah, we're gonna have to go in the water anyways. We can see if it's underneath, and it's not underneath, then we know it's up above. And we'll have to get it once we're up there. But there could be a chance it's weirdly underneath. Doesn't look like it. I don't think they'd be underwater, would they?
It says to the east.
Yeah, so I think it's up above. Alright, well let's...
Wish I could look straight up. See if there's like anything above me.
There's definitely nothing in the water, so I think it's up above.
It says 42 to the east. 17 to the east.
I think it's up above. Come down, join me. The water's great.
See, now would be the perfect time for the Leviathan mount. Instead, it gives me the Titan mount.
I'm sorry, they failed you.
Glittering object. Nope, that's not it. I got a polar bear. That's somewhat a little more appropriate. Oh, there's on top of the building here.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh, no, I don't want to go up and...
Oh, I've gone too far.
Isn't that the same shiny object I saw before?
Yes. Well, there's one inside the church.
Oh. I'd assume it'd be in the church, but...
Found it.
Alright, where do we need to take this?
Back to the birds.
Oh, do we want to just use the teleport?
Sure.
Save us some time. I'll let you teleport us.
Sure.
I keep beating you on the teleport.
Not that I mind.
Wasting all my money, I see.
Well, now we got 3 free vouchers. Okay. Ah, you returned. How fare your search?
Here you go.
Is it? Looks like a pie.
I know it does look like a pie, doesn't it?
Pie. Lemon meringue.
Ah, my medallion! You found it!
Oh, okay. I guess I was doing the wrong voice. Autoplay it is.
Oh, I know not how to thank you. It is my most treasured possession. A gift from a dear departed soul. He was a traveler, and together we journeyed to the ends of the world and back again. When I was young. In those days, I could not speak. But we found joy in each other's company nonetheless. Oh, the memories. This medallion he found during an adventure, fashioned it into a necklace for me, his partner in crime. I had not the words to tell him then, but it filled my heart with pride. I was so happy. His name was Artbert,
Oh,
and he
and we
was
were
my
right.
friend.
Ardbert, thou sayest.
I was saying when he was like when he called us Ardbert, and I was like, wait, isn't that the darkness guy?
Everyone blamed him for the flood. Him and his comrades. Some few spoke up for them, of the many whose lives they had touched. But as the years went by, their voices were drowned out by those who only uttered the adventurers' names as a curse. It was too much to bear, and so I left behind men and their lies, and came to this place. Ardbert was a trusting soul, constantly being drawn into the troubles of others. Yet in spite of this, he never thought twice when he saw someone in need. He always tried to help. It was no different then. The world needed heroes. It needed him. And yet, he was a good man. He deserved to be happy. I wish I could have told him that, at least.
Yeah, Albert knows how you. Old Bert knows how you feel. Ardbert. A strange
You
name.
remind me of him. Your kindness. When we Amaro were created, we were granted the ability to perceive souls. Thus did we recognize our masters. That ability has long since faded from our kind. But, due perhaps to my reversion, I can see your soul. Faintly, but surely. It is reminiscent of Ardbert's. Strikingly so. Of course, you are you and no one else. We are defined not by the soul we are born with, but the path we walk.
I guess the idea is he is us in this time, in like this world. That's why our
Maybe.
souls are so alike.
Nevertheless, I cannot help but feel that this is more than mere coincidence. Which is why I will place my faith in you. The relic. It is yours.
Uh-oh.
There's trouble! Terrible trouble!
Has something happened at Lida Loran?
Together with the twins, we were playing tricks on some nasty mortals to stop them from setting foot in Il Meg. At first they ran off screaming, which was lots of fun. But then a scary, bony, wrinkly old mortal came along and spoiled everything. None of our tricks seemed to work on him, which is no fun at all. And now they're getting closer and closer.
Ranjit. If he manages to find his way in, all our efforts will have been for naught. As thou sayest. Should we be discovered ere our mission here is complete, and the Light Warden yet liveth, our task will be rendered nigh impossible. If we are to prevail, we must needs divide our forces. Thus do I propose the following. Whilst thou salliest forth to meet with the Light Warden, we shall join in the effort to obstruct the trespassers. Should we succeed in staying their advance, all the better. Yet even should we fail, if we can but delay our enemy's arrival long enough for thee to secure victory, our plan may still be deemed a success. So the moment the lights go out, we all beat a hasty retreat, yes?
Let me come with you. I have the blessing too.
No, Minfelia. You'll only get underfoot. Now come.
Wait, what if I want her to come?
No,
I feel like
Dad Crit has spoken.
But I
wish there were
feel
more I
like
could
her
do.
coming with us makes more
Please be careful.
sense. We don't want her near what's his face. He wants to take her away. Like,
Yeah, but we probably don't want her near the Sin Eaters either. But I
Yeah.
don't know. But Dad Crit has spoken.
yeah.
Quest complete. Okay. So, forgive me. It seems my decision has cost you precious time. But I am convinced now, convinced that you will triumph.
Thank you.
To the south, you will find the bridge to La Hagia, sorry. As the bearer of the four relics, it gave... the gate to the castle will open to you. Boy, I can read.
It's okay.
I won't give you a lift. Piss off. I do like getting the primal mounts.
Oh, for having like the music.
Yeah.
You get the fancy music for a bit. You're like feeling fancy. Whee!
Especially if we have a long run. Oh no, don't die.
Okay.
Actually, where is it? Aether Currents. How many are we missing? Oh, we're just missing one.
Nice.
One
So it
in the
must be the
world and
one
one
over
quest.
there.
Yeah, one world, one quest. Everywhere else is a little more,
Yeah, this is the first zone that we've spent the whole entire time in the zone. We didn't do like half the zone. The rest of them we've had to do like half of the zone.
careful, don't fall in. Oh no!
This is cool looking though. I like this castle. Oh my god, look at that thing.
Oh, hello.
Oh, it's like, look at that thing.
Hello, friend. And then he turns into a big ugly monster.
I know.
Big gnashy teeth.
Oh,
They do hippity hoppity.
northwest.
Okay, so this way.
Ah, I see it. Right over here.
Okay, bye, horse. You have to run off the edge now.
Right off into the abyss. Oh no.
What have you done?
I've done a mistake. Ooh, that's a pretty bird.
Yeah. I think it's a phoenix.
Yeah. Phoenix.
Not sure where you get it, but destination.
I'm sure it's difficult. Oh, hello, friend. Talking.
Pause it.
Ugh. Ah, the gate has recognized you, bearer of all the 4 relics. The seal is broken. I'm sorry, I don't know how to make her sound slightly dwarfish. I don't understand the accent very well. All that remains is to enter the castle and confront Titania, a being bereft of reason and mercy. It is sure that there be a ferocious battle, and if anyone can bring an end to our king's torment, it is you.
Yay.
Yet know this, my adorable sapling. Though we Fey folk may appear to live unfretted lives, there are still laws that bind us. To take back as much as is taken, to create as much as is destroyed, to give as much as is received. In all, balance must be preserved, and the same will be asked of you. But worry not. Come what may, your beautiful branch will ever be at your side. I need to learn how to talk like a dwarf.
I believe the accent has a name.
I don't know what the name of that accent is, though.
Are you confusing Irish and Scottish?
I don't.
Me.
They're different, I know that.
I know. I will get them mixed up too.
Alright, I know that, like,
really experiencing that much.
Doing the, independent thing, I guess, is actually a good thing to do, because you're gonna have to do it at some point, but I really don't want to do it. I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Not what I wanted to do. I wanted to... retrieve... Nope. Okay. Alright. So we're gonna have to queue. That's okay with you.
It'll be fine.
The Dancing Plague. Oh, it's a raid. The trial.
Oh, well then, yeah.
We're gonna have to anyways,
anyway.
yeah. No matter what, we were going to have to. Oof. Yeah, I still have all the correct gear on.
And poof.
Make sure I've not fubbed up my gear somehow. I like this dress, it's cute. A cute little dress. But I am ready for a new attire.
Yeah.
Just waiting on 1 healer and 1 DPS. See, I guess if I knew how to heal, we could go and do healers for the raids. If I knew how to heal on my scholar, since they're the whatchamacallit is the same.
Yeah.
The leveling one isn't gonna do much, you know, to the other, since they're
You know, you should
equal.
probably Should probably be working more on your tank rather than your healer, but I don't know if you want to do. I
That's
don't
a
know what you
side
wanna
thing
do.
I'm gonna do. I don't know if I'm ready to jump into rando things on a tank just yet. I'm like still trying to get a hang of how to play the Dark Knight.
I'm still trying to get a hang of how to play the freaking white mage, and I've been doing this the entire time.
I kind of gotten the summoner downish. For the most part. I feel like I'm semi doing what I'm supposed to. I think a lot of it is just like with my Dark Knight that's sitting at that job is at 70, so I just gotta actually I think it's almost at 71 actually. I just have to I'm probably gonna do the side quests around here once we like get through a lot of it and I know what side quests are open. I'll probably
Yeah.
work on that as a side thing.
Okay.
Oh, pretty. The Dancing Plague. Pretty looking, though. Who goes there? Are you the ones who broke the seal? I know she has a slight dwarfy accent, Scottish or whatever, but... Light Warden. Ah, so much time lost. So much frolicking and feasting left undone. We must make up for it, we must. Beginning with playing with you. Hopefully we're not making people mad. I always feel bad, but I'm like, I'm new. Oh good, there's people still watching it. It's fine. I'm not even the worst offender. Pretty? Yes, pretty. Hello.
Also, this music is something else.
Come and play! For the night is bright and you can sleep when you're dead.
You can sleep when you're dead.
Ooh boy. Let's give everybody some hots.
Ooh.
But you can't guess
Inside,
which
I
one.
guess.
Oh, nope. I didn't do it. Oh, hello,
Wet,
friend.
wet,
You.
wet.
Wet.
Wait. Oh, wet. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yep.
And in the circles?
Yeah,
no
I
one
guess
in
we
this
stand
one.
in a circle.
I'm assuming there needs to be a person in each circle.
When you play with fire.
Are we supposed to just stand in this? Everyone else is, so I guess that's what...
Yeah.
Speaking of fire, I am also
I'm gonna
playing
stay
with
in
fire.
I'm gonna stay in the water. Oh, let's stand on this friend.
Okay, I'm allowed to leave. Looks like I'm allowed to
Oh
leave.
shoot!
Oh, we get rid of the fire this way. Okay, get out.
Oh,
That's how we get rid of the water things on the ground. Okay.
We're sick of this cramped old castle. Let's play in the forest.
Oh, forest time, huh?
I can't see.
Oh, wow. Twist and sprout. That doesn't sound good.
Twist and sprout. Oh, watch out for those. Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, get inside.
Yeah.
a crimson flag.
Okay, out of circles.
I'm gonna assume we get out of that.
Uh-oh.
But I'm gonna assume into the middle.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh my god, the people have crap on them.
no. Yeah. Ooh. It's kind of unavoidable.
Yeah. Oh, she disappeared.
Oh, look, friends. This one looks like this one's got an owl face. Okay, I guess we're killing the one tree first.
Okay. Cool.
Oh. Shoot. Hi, you want to kind of target the tree for me, game? Oh,
Hmm?
Oh, I'm dead.
The tank is dead, too.
Yeah.
Let me... Oh, well, I was trying to get you.
Someone got me.
Okay. Oh god, I'm on the wrong guy. Okay, it's the only guy now.
Okay, let's just drop that right there. Wait, I already did that. I don't need to do it again. Shoot.
Grow, my lovelies, grow!
Oh, this again.
Bigger's better.
Oh. 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 Oh, I don't like this.
Okay, who we fight first?
I'm guessing second verse the same as the first.
What was that though?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
please don't come near me.
Oh, that's...
Oh.
I tried to gather for everybody. I tried to gather.
Shoot. Oh no, the healer died.
Woo.
Nope. Shit.
Okay.
Son of a bitch ass tick. Well, I died.
Oh, I'm dead too.
Well.
Well, that was interesting.
Let me see what I have to eat.
Come and play. For the night is bright and you can sleep when you're dead.
God, I don't have anything for this.
Can you guess which one?
Shoot. Oh, I almost didn't get in again.
Wait, wait, wait. When you play with fire.
Okay, everybody, some healing.
We're sick of this cramped old castle. Let's play in the forest.
I don't want to go out in the forest.
Like, I don't want the forest.
Twisted Sprout. Okay, just avoid that. Right where you're standing, I think was.
Yeah, I moved over. I saw. I see like where the things are this time.
Oh,
Ooh.
Squish, squash, a crimson flag.
Okay. Alright, I see where the first one disappears.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Oh, goodness, why are you attacking me? Where's the tank? There he is.
Oh! I'm just trying to spread the diseases. Like, just let me spread my diseases real quick.
Okay, that's dead. Oh, dear. Oh, you're not gonna die, please. God dang it, why is it always on me?
Grow, my lovelies, grow!
Okay.
Bigger's better.
So this butt face over here.
Alright.
Uh-oh.
Okay, it's good.
Like, on the edge. Oh.
Oh, shit. Let me know if they're asking me to do thing.
Limit break? Do they want me to limit break? Is that what they're saying?
Oh, God.
I think. Oh, God. I sure hope this is what they wanted.
Oh, my God. Why on me? Where's everybody? Oh, there's everybody. Hi, do you want to do the thing that I can't see game?
I limit breaked. I don't know what I'm doing. To be honest, I'm not the only person that could have limit breaked, but they said Gwen. I did it.
And dance like the leaves on the boughs.
Okay, well, we're past the point.
Yeah, everyone's in the middle, so that's where I'm going to stand.
I just saw just a lot of dead people, and I was like, okay, they might want me to do it because I'm the only white mage, and I think white mage is the only one who res with the limit break. What
no,
happened?
they said limit break. What?
Come and
Did
play.
we die? Oh,
For the
jeez.
night is bright. and
What?
you can
What did we
sleep when
do?
you're
I think
dead.
we didn't kill it in time. Her power went to max. Ugh. I did the thing.
Can you guess which one?
Oh, nope, not in.
Unless this is a different.
No, this is us trying to do it again.
Oh. They just did it differently that time? I don't even know what's happening anymore. Oh god,
Yes, we
I'm not
didn't-
even freaking doing what I'm supposed to. Ugh. Oh, okay.
When you play with fire.
Oh,
We're sick of this cramped old castle. Let's play in the forest.
It's like, I'm not the only DPS here, though. I would like to add.
are you the only summoner?
No, there's a whole nother summoner here. But
Oh.
somehow it's up to Rachel to know when to do things?
Probably because yours was the easier one to type out.
Maybe?
Nope, never mind. Razzie? I don't know.
I don't know. Unless it looks like I know what I'm doing more, which is definitely not the case. Or I was one that actually spoke in chat and showed that I, like...
Nope.
Squish, squash, a crimson fly.
Okay, probably should have gone the other way.
Oh,
Oh god, I'm in the middle of people. Alright. Now for the trees.
God. My life.
Okay.
Oh, if the diseases I
Oh,
don't care.
shit.
They're next to each other. I can just get the diseases out real quick. If it wants to tab target and be weird with its tab targeting, I'll take it. Wait till the guys come out.
Grow, my lovelies, grow.
Then when the guys come out, we will Bahamut.
Bigger is better.
Bigger is better. I like that line. It's like, oh, I'm all sweet and innocent, and then... Okay, let's kill this guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'll just
I will.
shoot. I didn't. Okay, get close to the boss. Okay, I think this thing. I think the tree that's doing that is dead. Now we just got to move on to the other trees. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh shoot! I died.
Okay, someone limit breaked. Oh, I didn't have to.
Uh,
Someone who wasn't me limit breaked. I didn't have to. Okay.
And dance like the leaves on the
Okay, she didn't hit 100 this time.
okay.
We just have
shoot,
to
I did that
withstand
too
whatever's
soon.
happening.
This is so much fun. Let's play some more.
Oh, actually, I can do that.
Why are you taking damage, healer friend? Oh dear, everyone's getting hit with this.
Oh, but there's bubbles.
Okay, who's not on a bubble? Oh, stand in there.
Uh-oh.
Twist and spread.
Uh-oh. Am I
Oh,
okay?
boy.
Oh, no. No, more like over
Okay.
here. Ugh.
Whew.
Far away, I can't.
That was close. Preemptive AoE hot. Okay.
Can you guess which one? Oh, that hurt. You play rough.
You play what?
Oh. Took a few tries, but we got it.
Yeah. Woo.
Oh shoot, the tank died.
We can play no more.
Woo, we did it!
Yay!
Yay, we did it!
Oh, it's bright.
Oh, it's so bright. Whew.
Hoover up that light.
This is the idea. Is, these full duty things, the more like raid-like things, don't have any loot normally, so it's fine to go immediately into cutscene because there's no loot to roll, and I don't think.
I don't know.
Hey, we did it!
Yay.
Whew.
Oh no, he's still dead.
We both immediately tried to arrest him. I don't know who got the I think I did. Because I think he
Yeah, I think
was
it
summoned
was
next
you.
to me. The guy's just laying dead on the floor. Like, maybe
It's like
someone...
the other healer did do that.
I know, the other healer just bailed, I guess.
You have freed our fallen king. Not that I expected any less, my Snayak.
Oh.
The dress, the crown, the scepter, the shoes. The time has come for these relics to serve their
right.
true
I don't have it on
purpose.
autoplay. Hold on, let's put it on autoplay.
For they are
what's going
not
on?
only keys to the castle, they are also blessings to be bestowed upon the new king.
Oh.
The way into the castle is opened when it is time to relieve the reigning monarch of the throne. And the brave soul who does the deed has the honor of taking their place. However, should you ascend the throne, you will become one of us, never again to live as men do.
He's gonna take over,
My
isn't she?
adorable sapling, my precious mortal. We Fae folk live forever, but such is not your virtue. To strive for a dream you will never see, to sow seeds that others might one day taste the fruits of your garden, that is the beauty of your kind. Burn bright and shine as only you can. These blessings, your lovely branch will accept in your stead.
Yep. And she's like, I'll become the queen. There's no such thing as a goodbye. You're not crying. I'm not crying. Oh, she's getting pretty. Oh, she's so pretty.
I'm not there yet.
Oh,
Dang it.
yeah, baby.
Whoa, hey.
Oh, she's so pretty.
Hila, Ilihla, Ilmeg, Okbra.
Oh, she's so pretty. Look at her. I love her. I want her
Now.
wing.
Shall we attend to those unwise enough to trespass in our realm?
Oh, yes, we shall. The fairy queen is back, bitches. Oh, they're all hiding.
Confound it. How did they get
Gotta
here
turn
so
on
fast?
the light.
Damn these pixies and their tricks!
Probably should finally. Oh no! Don't hurt
How
the
in the
pixie.
seven hells?
Listen well. We come in pursuit of villains who have fled to this land. You know who and where they are. Now show yourselves and answer me before I lose my patience.
Oh, stop! It hurts! It hurts!
Enough! Lift the enchantment!
Minfilia, willful child. How many times must I come to collect you?
I won't return to your maw. And I won't let you hurt my friends.
What is this stance? Where did you learn it? No oracle I trained would make such an unseemly show of herself.
Oh god, he's one of those
Know your
people.
shame, gal. You're powerless. You have no life nor purpose, save that which our master sees fit to permit.
He's one of those people. Oh yeah, look at her go. Oh yeah, I was wondering where he was.
Who are you to dictate her purpose? To lock her away and deny her a life? If she was powerless, it's because of you, you sanctimonious swine. But no longer.
Fool! Defiance only begets more suffering. It is through acceptance alone that one may find solace in this god's-forsaken world.
It's a very close up on him.
Look, the sky.
Extreme close up.
Yeah! Like, how?
She's done it. The warrior of darkness has triumphed.
General? What are our orders? What do we do? We do what we came to do. Subdue this rabble and find the warrior of darkness. Forward, men! Take the villains captive! Are you deaf? I said...
Axla Orwain! Axla Orwain! What? What's happening?
Oh.
Water? That wasn't there before.
Ready the feast.
Ah!
Oh my god.
Orwai kansasi, Orwai kinsi.
Oh my god, this is great. Like, and now you are
And
one too.
And now this turned into whimsical horror.
I know. Oh god. Oh, that's terrifying.
General, they come in greater numbers. We must retreat. All who stand with a warrior of darkness shall face justice. My master demands it.
Oh my god, he's an idiot. Oh no, oh good, he's walking away. I was like, he's gonna be, is he really gonna be dumb and try to fight? No, he's walking away.
I see. Well, it's a good thing Feaul volunteered to become king in your stead, for all our sakes.
We are grateful for your timely aid, Feaul, or should I say,
And then we did this
Your
and
Majesty.
that.
I know. I mean, this and
It
then.
was the first night in recent memory. We all of us but wish to make the most of it. That's something you must remember about us Fae folk. Though our existence may be eternal, we exist only for the present. We live in the here and now, paying no mind to futures that may or may not be. To wit, we are not driven as men are. We cannot fight for such causes as men do.
Does that mean you won't aid us against the Sin Eaters?
Not unless the mood takes us. But if it was to repay a debt, well then, that's another matter. To take back as much as is taken. To create as much as is destroyed. To give as much as is received. Such is the way of Ilmeg. By this law, we shall lend you our strength, in return for the beautiful sky you have restored to us. In times of need, do not hesitate to call.
Yay! Aw, I'll be sad. Ugh. Have you gotten to the choosy point?
Nope.
Okay, I'll wait.
Oh, now I have.
Okay. I want to say I'll be sad to lose you.
Yeah.
Because that's how I feel.
Not that we used her a whole lot.
Yeah, no, we'll use her a whole lot.
Silly sapling. I shall remain at your side. Even should my body be in the castle, 'tis a simple thing to have a little part of me accompany you. Treat them as you would your Isnefis.
Oh. Going back to her castle. They're going home.
Yay.
We did it. I'm the Dr. Andre.
It's all foggy again.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a moment did I doubt that thou wouldst triumph over thy foe, yet the majesty of thine achievement delighteth me nonetheless. Night hath returned to Ilmeg, and we stand one step closer to delivering the first from its doom, and averting the 8th umbral calamity. 'Tis but a pity thou weren't not present to see the Fey folk put the Emorians to flight. 'Twas a sight to raise the spirits, I do assure thee. Ah, but what valuable allies they might prove, were the mood only to take them. And now we should be able to fly. Just, whee!
Yay!
I can fly!
We can fly, we can fly. Alright.
Okay, Dad Crid, what's up?
Thanquid. We
Ooh,
gonna get a
you give us
gift.
a present. I knew you couldn't. I knew you could do it. Not couldn't.
I knew you couldn't do it. You always fail.
You suck at this. God. And not only because of your blessing, you have a strength all of your own, and it has seen us through many a trial. With the warden defeated, I believe our work here is done. It is time we were going together. Needless to say. To the bitter end, the fate of our two worlds being at stake and all that. Now then, I suggest we hurry back to the Crystarium. Much more may have happened while we were frolicking with the Fey folk. That Rajit elected to pursue us makes me hopeful the city was spared Ilmore's attentions, but I would sooner see for myself. Besides, I believe I speak for all of us when I say that I've had a belly full of Ilmeg. Let us away before the fairies think to play with us again. Quest accepted.
Let's get the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah, here. I will teleport us.
Okay.
Do 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 do.
Just outside?
I guess we'll just straight ahead. Run, 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 run. Are we going to need to unpause or pause it?
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting. We're almost all back together.
Just missing one person.
Fancy music, so maybe it is voice acted.
All seems well at the Crystarium.
Yep, it's voice acted.
Yes. Yulmore was plainly more concerned with finding us. How flattering.
I guess this idea of going into 2 different zones and only doing about half.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
You certainly took your time. I had half resolved to complete the task myself.
And you are...
Oh,
Bad
problem.
guy.
Were one to study the annals of Garlean history, one would find yonder visage on many a page. Though by rights its youth should long since have faded.
Well, well, we have a historian in our midst. That spares me a lengthy explanation. I am Solus Sos Galvus, founding father of the Garlean Empire, and under various guises, the architect of myriad other imperially inclined nations. As for my true identity... I am Emmett Selk. Assia.
Hey, Emmett.
Gaius spoke of you. A native of the Source.
Equal in rank to La Habrea. And you came all this way just to introduce yourself to us?
Oh, Thancred's mad.
Behold the sky, restored to its former glory. Have you ever seen a more affecting spectacle? Oh, it is truly, deeply... infuriating. Do you have any idea how much you have delayed the rejoining?
Ooh.
We've made him mad.
Following the flood, the first had been listing ever further towards the light, towards stasis. The end was in sight. Enter man and his indomitable spirit. He would haul the world back from the brink. And adding his lumpen weight to the power of growth, he duly tipped the scales, if only by a fraction. Yet a fraction was enough to spoil the perfect imbalance needed to bring about a rejoining. Had mankind continued to live in idleness under Vorthri's rule, all the conditions would have been met. But you had to come and ruin it all.
Wow.
Thanks to your meddling,
Pointing.
light supremacy is in doubt, and our painstakingly
What are
laid
you, 5?
plans are in tatters.
Well, I should begin by thanking you for confirming Urianger's theories on the inner workings of the Calamity. He will be most pleased. As for what happens next, might I suggest you admit defeat and walk away?
Happy to let me go, are you? Because the murderous glint in your eye suggests otherwise. Indeed, it is enough to make me think better of confronting you alone. Look, it did cross my mind to simply side with Vorthri and kill you all. But that's no different from what La Habrea did. And we all know how well that ended for him. And so, while it is liable to be troublesome, I have settled upon a different approach. cooperation. I will not raise a hand to hinder your hunt for the Light Wardens. If you desire it, I will even lend you my knowledge and strength.
Since time immemorial, you and yours have labored to rejoin the 13 shards, at the cost of countless lives. Do you expect us to believe that your objective has suddenly changed?
Nay, our objective is the same as it ever was. Though I dare say, you do not know our motive. A war waged without knowledge of the enemy is no war. It is mere bloodletting. Just once, might we not seek to find common ground? For good or ill, I am immortal. Provided I have the inclination, I can always begin anew, scheme and conspire to my heart's content. But this time I thought that I might instead try to see eye to eye, to understand what drives the hero of the source, to determine if our goals are truly incompatible. So come, shed your preconceptions. See beyond the unscrupulous villains you take us for. When all is said and done, we may find ourselves pleasantly surprised. The proud discoverers of a path of cooperation rather than opposition. Think of it.
Oh. It's time to duel.
Thou hast delivered thy proposal, and we would not dismiss it outright. If I may offer thee counsel, however, to make thy case via an illusion reflecteth poorly upon thy sincerity.
My apologies. You will forgive me if I'm not entirely at ease in the presence of a famed Ascian slayer. I felt it only prudent to take precautions.
Uh-huh.
Nonetheless, your counsel is duly noted. I take my leave, friends. Rest assured, we shall meet again soon.
I like to imagine that Urianger's tarot card deck is just God, what is the card game that's in this world?
Oh, the triad or whatever, the
Yeah, I like
triad.
to think that his cards are just triple triad cards. I'm gonna throw the Shiva card at you. Don't worry, I got 10 others.
You ready?
Yeah.
Operation? He can't be serious, can he? Well, we've certainly been given much to ponder, but first things first, we must report to the XIV. You run along, Gwen. You are perfectly capable of handling this little task. In the light of our recent extortions? I'd say you've earned a rest. Go on, take yourself off to bed. We will see you later, refreshed and ready for more.
I don't know. I was looking at that word and I couldn't read it either. Like my brain was like, screw you.
Okay, we have to sleep. In the pain, Dan. We might as well just go use the thing. It's a long walk. Sorry.
What?
I make
you didn't
yawn.
want to turn on? You didn't want to turn on the walking mode and just walk there?
Just take a nice scroll from one side to the other.
What is it called? I can't.
The pendant. Called the pendant.
Oh, there we go. My brain is like, I don't know. Okay, here I come.
Welcome back,
All
miss.
right.
We've been expecting you. You'll find your refreshments laid out in your quarters. We hope that they are to your liking. Will you be retiring? Yes.
Yeah.
Very well, miss. I bid you a pleasant evening. Alright. Oh, did we get a sandwich basket? Oh, how fancy.
Ooh.
Time for talking to the Warrior of Darkness. Ardbert. Ardbert, are you here? Are we gonna have a communication
Hello, ghostly
again?
friend.
It seems like every time we come in here, we have a chat with him. Doesn't seem like he's big on talking to us outside of the room.
Every so often, it seems like he talks to us outside.
That's true.
Only when there's no one else around. Oh god, pause.
Oh!
I hope the past few days have not been overly taxing. Pray take your rest and recover.
From the Exarch, is it?
Okay.
With
Now
that
back to
mirror of his, he
autoplay.
can watch your every move, you know. You probably think you're talking to yourself. Still, he's keeping you well fed.
Sandwiches.
Judging by his people's faith in him, he seems to be a decent sort. But so much about him remains shrouded in mystery. Like, what was he doing back in my day? There was no such person when I was around. A lot's happened since the flood, though. Since I was set adrift. I know little more than you do of this city's history in the Exarch's past. Not that it matters. It's Emmett Selk we should be concerned about. When our world was about to be consumed by light, the Ascian in white appeared before us. He said that the only way for us to live on was to bring about the rejoining. Desperate as we were, we heeded his words, not realizing that the flood was of the Ascian's own making. They cannot be trusted. None of them. But Emmett Selk had one thing right. One should not fight blindly. That's what we did. And it cost us everything we held dear.
Oh, tell me about Seto.
Yeah.
Not everything.
I asked him to tell me about Seto.
Oh. He's probably gonna kind of around talk about the same thing.
You mean Seto? Well, that's... I suppose you're right.
Oh, yeah, he's meaning like you mean Seto. It's like, yeah.
He's done some growing. When we were traveling together, he was nowhere near as big. And he obviously couldn't speak. I had no idea how much that medallion meant to him.
Oh, it's sweet.
What about you, anyway? You must have a friend like Seto. Chocobo, perhaps? Come on, you tell me something for a change.
I do. His name is Lancelot.
Mine's called Carter.
He's my
Kind of an
Lancelot. He'll protect me to the end of days.
God, I am sleeping weird.
Me too. It looks so weird. Just directly in the middle of the bed, no covers on. Just laying stiff like a board. Alright, I ate, had a sleep, I'm fucking ready.
And it's still nighttime, right?
Yeah, it's still nighttime. Real Pollock. Alright, what's up, manager of the suites?
Let's see,
Hey,
the manager
new
of the
gear.
suites is in a cheerful mood. Good evening to you, ma'am. I do hope you are well rested. The Exarch and your companions are presently gathered in the ocular. He has asked for you that you convene with them at your earliest convenience.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get a new outfit. Okay, so we need to
This
go
is
back to the
a
Docile Gate. Or Docile Gate?
Dusselgate. The Busselgate?
Maybe
Chusselgate?
Dussel? Maybe? I don't know.
English.
English, I'm bad
I
at
don't
it.
think it's Dussel. I don't think it's Dussel. I
Yes.
probably shouldn't be doing that when we don't know how to pronounce these words half the time. Okay, here we go. Is there a voice acting?
I know, right? That voice acting? Do I need to pause really fast? I can't tell if there's footprints or not, or foot sounds or not. I think I hear, like, sounds.
Ah, there you are.
Okay, good.
You're just in time to welcome our guest.
Our guest?
Our
Creepy
guest?
man again? Oh. Yeah, it's Creepy man again.
Oh.
Hello, Emmett.
Please. Did I not explicitly tell you that we would be meeting again soon? Lest you forget, I made you a promise. I have no intention of meddling with your mission. I come only to observe. Your Exarch friend in particular has piqued my curiosity. Summoning you all like that. Most impressive.
You honestly expect us to believe you've come only to observe? Or that you might deign to lift a finger to aid our cause if called upon? Even if there were a sliver of truth in your words, I would never accept your help. Not in my darkest hour. Not after all the suffering your kind has wrought.
So petty. I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. Wage your war against the Sin Eaters, put each and every Light Warden to the sword, prove yourselves heroes, brave and true, and I will be glad to embrace you as allies. Allies worthy of bearing the burden of truth. Surely such a partnership would be preferable to yet another round of fisticuffs.
Oh boy.
And thus did the olive branch wither and die. Pity. Well, let no man say I did not try, futile as it was. Though I suspect you will seek me out when you grow tired of making the same mistakes. Difficult decisions lie ahead of you. Decisions best made with the benefit of knowledge to which only the eternal are privy. For now, I shall resume my shadowy vigil. Whatever you choose to do, make sure it's worth watching, would you?
What was that all about?
A vain attempt to make us doubt our chosen course, most like. As if we'd believe a word that passed his lips. Unless you think there is some truth in what he says.
A colonel, perhaps.
I don't know, but if he crosses us...
I'm gonna say a colonel, perhaps.
Yeah.
There's maybe something there.
If he simply meant to lead us astray, he could have done so without revealing himself. At least, not in the manner he did.
Yeah. Like, it's
It
weird
goes
for him
without
to step
saying
out
to
and
rise
let
to
us
the
know
essence of
exactly
the
who he
question.
is, you know?
But since we have no way of knowing where they might be hiding, it seems only logical to press on with our mission, even if our enemy seems content for it to succeed.
Then let us discuss the Sin Eaters. I would begin by thanking you all for your efforts thus far. In striking down the Light Wardens of Lakeland and Ilmeg, you have accomplished more in your short time here than all of our forces managed in the last century.
That may be, but the Wardens of Calusia, Armarang, and Raktika remain.
Indeed, and their precise whereabouts are as yet unknown. Which is why I propose we divide our forces and conduct a systematic survey of each region. Once we have found our quarry, we may then determine how best to proceed.
I'll take Armarang in that case. I know the lie of the land well enough.
If there are no objections, I will make for Calusia. I have connections there both in and around Yulmore that may prove useful.
Then I would ask that you journey to Raktika. There you will find Y'shtola. With her assistance, I doubt the Warden will evade your grasp for long.
Is Y'shtola the conjurer you and Urianger used to talk about?
That's right, though we haven't spoken much since she left for the forest.
I fear I may be to blame for that. I had every intention of relaying the news of your arrival, but she is disinclined to speak with me. You have visited her, have you not? Might I trouble you to...
'Twould be no trouble.
He's not
My
big
thanks.
on talking to the XR.
While you are all out in the field, I shall be here attending to business. I had somewhat fancifully contemplated joining the search myself, but other matters demand my attention.
What's that?
A missive from Lord Vorthry.
Oh
He
boy.
invites me to join him in Yulmore to discuss the recent conflict at Leader Luran.
Yeah, no, that's not a trap.
And? Did he even bother to offer any bait? It's obviously a trap.
I should be surprised if it were not. Nevertheless, I must seize this opportunity to speak with him, even if only a few words are exchanged.
How does he plan to get out?
Though my power will be much diminished so far from the tower, it is a risk I am willing to take.
I'm guessing he can teleport pretty easily. At least maybe back to the tower.
Master Alphino, might I impose upon you to accompany me to Yulmore prior to beginning your reconnaissance?
Of course.
We're gonna get to
Then let us
live
make
in their
ready.
shoes to see what
Safe
happens,
travels to
because
you.
I really want to know what happens. I want to be there. I want to know what happens.
Alright.
Alright, let's talk to the Exarch.
Before you leave, I would make a request of you. There is a church, or rather the ruins of a church, at Fort Job. Might I ask you to go there before seeking out Y'shtola? It was a place where people once gathered to worship the light. Alas, it has long since fallen into disuse. Yet within that hall there remains a tablet whose writings I believe may prove of use to Y'shtola. At the very least, such a relic would make a suitable gift for your reunion. I'm about to sneeze.
Oh no. Oh no, he sneezed.
Okay, I'm back.
You guys didn't hear it, but I just figured I'd let you know.
Oh no.
Just
A
letting
most
everybody
considerate-
know.
Yeah. A most considerate proposal. Very well. Ere we depart to Raktika, we shall journey on to Fort Job. that we might secure this relic. Okay, let's get out of here.
Then wherever Fort Job is.
Job.
Don't know.
It is in Lakeland.
Oh, we have a thing right at it.
Yeah, here we go.
Nice.
Here, I'll do the thing.
Okay. Take me away.
I'll blow my nose while we load.
Okay. You do that. I will continue to sit here and talk to everyone. How's it going? Doing things. Things are happening. All the exciting things of lots of nothing. Yeah. It's us and this trio of a lot of Grey caffeine to speak. It's okay. When Yashtilla shows up, it means I'll have to talk a lot. I'll have to remember how to talk like her. Or how I used to talk like her. Whatever form of method it takes. I just have to wait for him to get over here so we can continue this.
Okay. Confident. That's how she talked.
Yes, confident.
I'm close enough. Don't give me that crap game. Here amidst these ruins we will find the Church of the First Light, and within that hallowed hall the tablet we seek. Time is of the essence, my friend. Let us be quick. So what did I get? Requires level 74.
Should hopefully the stuff should hopefully be better for you now.
What level is it? 403? Yeah, actually it would be. So let's use it. A pixie cotton hood that I won't be able to wear.
Oops. No, I just want...
Okay.
Yeah, just something
Oriange
else we won't
appears
be able to
lost
see.
in thought. At the height of Lakeland's prosperity, these sites served not as man's final bastion, but as a testament to his ingenuity and architectural prowess. The Church of the First Light was responsible for many such marvels, building majestic chapels in every corner of the realm. Alas, the flood, with its inexorable tide, would drown nigh everyone and did all but put an end to the religion as a whole. For the creatures which then did rise from the fulgent deluge was seen as agents of divine punishment sent to devour sin and sin of both. Whence came the name of Sin Eater. The people were lost, seemingly forsaken by their god. Yet, where there is light, there had been shade, and 'twas in the dark they sought solace. The most devout of these worshippers of shadow did then migrate to the Raktika Greatwood, but that is a tale for another time. For now, let us find what remaineth of the chapel here.
Okay. The start of the story that we will get to find out about later.
I can't fly. Where's the nearest one, by the way? 400 to the south.
Yeah, I think it's still like in the areas we haven't dealt with yet.
Oh, there's a downstairs area.
Oh, we have to go downstairs then.
Oriange is looking at it. It would be most unusual, but mayhap the hall was built below ground?
Yeah, because we have Thancred there, and then we have Orange here, so I guess that they're like kind of directing us to where we need to go.
Maybe. Destination.
Oh. It is interesting that a place of worship for the light was underground.
Yeah. Oh, do I need to pause?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, we do.
Yep.
Okay. It's fine. It's dead. Everything's good.
Aye, this is indeed the church we seek. Oh, this is you.
It's surprisingly intact. What little is left of the churches I've seen until now has always borne the scars of decades of disuse.
Its subterranean construction hath done much to protect the hall from the ravages of time, yet the reason for its remarkable preservation may be deduced from its decoration. As faith in the light did wane, so rose reverence for the dark, and its followers did want for places of worship. To be plain, the standards for which to adorn these walls belong not to those who built them, but to worshippers of the dark, the Knights Blessed, who subsequently migrated to Raktaka, yes? Indeed, 'twas beneath the shade burrows of the Raktaka Greatwood that they finally found sanctuary.
Wouldn't it be Tika? I don't know, maybe
What?
my brain just wants it to be Tika because
Tika Masala.
obviously, yeah, it's a word.
Often, many times, did Yulmore make spurious overtures of friendship unto them, but they are no fools. The Exarch knoweth full well that Ishtola in her seclusion doth labour to learn all she may of the blessed and their past. 'Tis why he sent us here, I now see. The tablet of which he spoke, no doubt, proveth a glimpse into the history that she so yearneth to comprehend. Well then, we'd better hurry up and find it.
Okay.
Okay.
Search your surroundings. You'll target and expect it. Okay.
Well, there's a destination. Start.
Okay, I clicked on
Oh,
Aranje.
I found it.
Oh.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. Ends up you could click on there on Aranje.
Okay. Were the tablet a fragment of holy scripture, 'twould most assuredly rest here on this altar. Yet this would, I presume, also have been where the blessed placed the font of seeing used in the practice of their faith. Whither, then, would they have set the tablet? Okay.
Sorry, it was
Do you
just.
wanna...
Yeah, did we want to click on them? I can click on Minophilia.
Yeah. Sure, let's click on her.
I can barely see my hand in front of my face. If only that torch was a little closer.
Well, I mean, you can just... I mean, okay, you can't grab the...
Okay, and then...
Okay, thank Ray. Poke his butt. Can anyone tell me what this infernal tablet even looks like?
Okay, it's fun to talk
But
to them.
It's in the table.
Oh, I see it.
In the shelf thing. You have located the time-worn tablet.
Nice.
You now have only 7 days to live.
Oh
no! Hey guys, I found it! Right there! Got my eagle eyes. Within the altar, you sayeth. Thou sayeth. Sorry.
Nice. We did it.
Yeah. We're so good.
Yeah.
Not escapeth thine eye, 'twould seem.
Never.
This is indeed the tablet we seek. Curious, the engravings predate the Knights Blessed. If I am not mistaken, they are written in the script of the ancient empire of Ronka, whose capital once stood in the midst of what is now Raktika. What were you thinking it was?
Oh gosh, I already clicked past it.
Oh.
Yeah, I figured the last part was Tika, but I might be wrong. We might have to see if they say it again.
I don't think they ever said it. 'Twill be no small matter to decipher them. fine glint for our seeker of truth. 'Tis plain the Exarch understandeth Y'shtola only too well. But come, let us quit this place and make ready for our journey on to the woods.
Okay. Journey onto the woods we go.
Rionje is ready to leave, but not before first offering a piece of advice. Don't fuck with her. Ere we depart, there is a custom, the Knights Bless, which I feel compelled to elucidate. As one might expect, they deem light to be abhorrent and everything it touches befouled. Thus do they take the utmost pains to protect all they can from its taint, including their very names. To speak plain, it is the belief of the blessed that one's own name must ne'er be uttered in the light of the everlasting day. Yet this commandment precludeth not the use of another's. Thus do parents protect their children, and in rare cases, masters, their disciples. So it is that Y'shtola hath taken the name of Master Matoya. Lest we offend them, I bid you speak not her true name in the blessed's presence. With that in mind, let us speak with the god who keepeth vigil at the great wood's border.
Okay, so to fit in, she took on her master's name, like.
Yeah.
Alright, so it's just over there. Nice.
Yeah. Actually, we can mount up.
Oh, right, we can. We do have the ability.
Boom! Explosions and gunfire! Okay.
Can we go up this way? It doesn't look like it. I think we have to go around.
Yeah. Go around this protrusion.
Yeah. Get over to the other side. There was nothing north because we already did that, yeah.
Yeah.
Only in the areas that we're not going to yet. We're not back to actually doing stuff in these zones. So yeah, they're having one of those things where you like interact with like 2 different or 3 different zones, and they don't get like concluded until later.
Yeah.
And then you have like then you have like the rest of the zones. You go all the way through the rest of the zone.
Just gonna go back and forth. Well met, traveler. What brings you here? Yes, of course. Right this way. Oh, the music.
No matter how far he goes, man cannot resist looking back on the path he has walked. The untold stories and secrets of the past can be more alluring than the promise of tomorrow. And so he braves the forests of Raktika in search of mystery and wonder. Of Ronka, to which all seekers of hidden truths are inevitably drawn.
Okay. Well, Raktika, that's not hard to remember.
We have arrived.
We used to have a guildie that we... Oh, not play.
Yeah, autoplay. I just turned it on myself.
We
used to have a guildie that went by Rak, so... That's easy.
Not so the swamps of Cydia, however, whose sparse foliage permitted man a foothold.
Oh, look, it's our friend.
Yeah, oh great, he's back again. Be annoying. He's just like...
No lands must remain beyond our grasp. Go forth, conquer, rule!
Really reliving a moment, dude?
Forgive me. A sudden pang of nostalgia for those halcyon days. Exploring virgin territories, subjugating primitive peoples.
He's pretty much just this
all for the
annoying dude
glory
that's
of
just like
Garlemald.
stalking us at this point.
Yeah.
If you've brought your ivory standard, I'll be happy to tell you where to stick it.
Can we not simply take a moment to enjoy the view together?
No.
Or would you rather I spied on you from the shadows? Much more of this, and I may very well begin to regret my show of good faith.
If you really want to stay, then help us fight.
No, I think not. I am an observer, nothing more. Even shielded by the shadows of these boughs, I feel the light's presence most keenly. To accompany you is taxing enough. To fight is out of the question.
I guess these
suffer your
areas would be
company if
hard
I
for him
must,
since they
but
like
not
the
your
shadows.
commentary.
Yeah.
I'm guessing the light isn't their fave. Yes, hello, Rusty.
Mow. It's cuddle time. Mow.
He's like, you've been in here for too long, Meow.
Bedroom.
Fall down on
cuddles,
the floor
meow.
and lay here, meow.
Mow. I see you, Rusty.
Watching
He's just
you now.
staring at me like, fuck you. I fucking hate you guys. Uh-oh.
Happened.
What the hell?
What's wrong? Where did the Greg go? Uh-oh. Did we lose the Greg? Am I gonna have to pretend to be Orange so we can get through this quest I've already clicked on? I guess give me a second to yell.
Hi.
Oh, I can hear you. Hello.
Yeah, my headset decided to die.
Oh.
It came back, but it just died.
Okay, well, I guess let's finish this quest and then we'll call it a night just in case.
Sure. 'Tis plain on us in counterpart meaneth to follow wheresoever we lead. Were it otherwise, he would not suffer the overabundance of light in these woods. Okay, what the hell's going on, Mouse?
Uh-oh. Everything's
Ver-
fighting him.
Yeah, verily, it pervadeth every corner, and so long as the Light Warden remaineth, the Sin Eaters shall be free to prey upon these lands without succrease. If naught is done, 'tis but a matter of time before the blessed succumb. 2 years past, a swarm of Sin Eaters did lay waste unto the largest settlement, killing a great many of their priests in so doing. Though some few did survive, they knew not how to go on. Wayward souls in want of a guiding hand for mercy, Y'shtola hath provided that which they sorely needed. They have since endeavored to restore their home, and thither shall we bend our steps to Fort Golan.
Okay.
Alright. So where's the nearest Aether?
Oh gosh, it's
Northeast. So kinda along the way?
yeah, because it says it's down just north. I'm guessing it's like over there in the swampy.
Yeah. It says it's close.
Yeah, it's very close. It might be behind this tree.
Oh god, water.
Oh,
To the west.
is it up?
Oh, I see it.
Is it up?
Yeah. It's on this route. Can we get up this
Oh.
way? Oh, yep.
Okay.
Whee! Ah, my legs.
Okay, so the next one's east.
Yeah, on our way.
Oh.
Did you fall in the water?
Yeah.
Random pots along the road.
Yeah.
Oh, not a pot. Ah!
Northeast. Okay, so it's like probably in this village.
Yeah.
Which I'm hoping won't take long to get to the actual aetherite we need.
Whoa.
Oh, this place is very much destroyed.
Yeah.
Hopefully this will not take long at all. There should be a thing like... There it is. I see it. Looks like we go up this way. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be staying here very long. Seems most definitely completely burnt down.
Seems okay. You know, maybe a little,
Okay, next
like
one
a little,
is a
wood
lot
polish.
further northeast. Is kind of the way we're going?
Yeah. Destination. Are we on voice acting, or do I need to...
Oh yeah, do I need my finger on the space bar just in case?
I see little sign of
Okay, we're
recent
good.
activity.
Okay.
Nor hath any meaningful progress been made with the reconstruction. Mayhap Y'shtola sought shelter elsewhere. Come, let us quit this place.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Now! Surround them!
We seem to have made friends.
These Sin-Eaters, they're not like the others.
We're not Sin-Eaters.
What?
There's a reason for that. Lower your weapons, please. We mean you no harm.
Guess they're not used to seeing like actual people coming through anymore.
How is it they can speak?
It's a Sin-Eater trick. They mean to kill us all.
Kupo? Half tempted.
I know, half tempted.
You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna do it.
Is it any good?
Kupo?
Oh, I'm doing it. I can't help myself. I'm gonna do it too.
That will seem less amusing when we're forced to kill them.
That will seem a lot less amusing when we are forced to kill them.
Oh, for the love of... I had hoped that by accompanying you, we might come to understand one another. But all I have come to understand is that you have a knack for inflaming the natives. You've committed the cardinal sin of boring me. And so, I retire to the shade.
Oh, you're just not gonna help our situation at all when you disappear into smoke.
Good luck.
He's not gonna help us at all when he disappears into smoke. Ow.
There! Did you see that one disappear?
Great.
I think I preferred La Habrea.
Wow, and La Habrea was inside of him.
Enough. Runar, report.
Hey! I know that voice.
Master Matoya.
And it's her new outfit.
Hello, beautiful. I know, I love her new outfit. It's cool.
We apprehended them as you ordered, but are you certain these are Sin-Eaters?
The intense light of the ether I saw was unmistakable. If not Sin-Eaters, then what?
What the fudge? They're your friends. Have you forgot what your friends look like?
Y'shtola should mistake us for the enemy, is it not?
Yeah.
It have been too long since last she beheld the radiance of thine ether.
Oh, I guess, yeah, maybe
Master
us are the
Matoya,
problem.
hath time truly made strangers of us?
Nay, I recognize you, Urianger, Thancred. And this is Minfilia of the First, of whom you spoke before.
Have you forgotten me?
Just so. And knowing as thou must that we come in peace, might I prevail upon thee to have thy comrades lower their arms?
First explain this other presence in your company, the one I know not.
Have you forgotten about
There
me?
is but one manner of creature in this world whose ether is suffused with such an abundance of light.
With the Hexies.
Mine apologies, Master Matoya, but thou art mistaken. Before thee standeth our dearest comrade, the truest hero among us. Though she is but recently arrived here in the First, not one but two Light Wardens have already perished by her most puissant
I think her brain's connecting the dots. Did you forget what I looked like?
It cannot be.
Oh.
Hi.
Maybe. How long has it been for her?
Well, he had 5 years, and she was around around the same time, so.
Well, because they all came in different times.
It's been too long, clearly. Oh, you truly thought me I want to say to you, truly thought me a Sin Eater? Like, you're breaking my heart. But I also want to say it's been too long, clearly. I don't really care about the middle one. I'm going to say it's been too long, clearly. I think let's do that one.
I just did that one.
Master Matoya?
Lower your weapons.
Aww, her tone of voice changed. Okay, that was sweet. I like that her tone of voice went all like
Forgive us
soft.
this hostile welcome. Come, I would give you a proper introduction to Raktika and its people.
Aww, I do like that. That was sweet. Her like tone immediately changed the moment she realized who we were.
All right, now let's corrupt her with the Sin Eater. Ah! We corrupt you with lights.
My friend! That means I finally found all my friends! Hello. You have been busy since arriving in the First, I gather. But I would hear the tales of your travels in a more suitable surrounding. With Fort Gone yet to be rebuilt, the Knights Blessed has made their home in the settlement to the northeast. I'll await you at its entrance. Follow the path through yonder gate, and you will find me soon enough. Bye, Stola.
We love you.
I'm so glad you're okay.
To the northeast.
Yeah.
Oh no, treants. And giant stag beetles.
Oh.
Oh, what is that monstrosity?
That bird got face on its belly. That was a thing?
Yep, that's terrifying.
Oh, the vine's trying to get me.
I'm gonna get you. Come here. How much closer?
Right here.
Northeast.
Hello, friend. There you are. I was beginning to worry. Much like the 12th Wood, this forest has a way of dealing with those who stray too far from the beaten path. But I just digress. Let me show you the home of the Knights Blessed.
Yeah, we just saw a giant dodo with a human face on its belly.
Yeah, that was terrifying.
Yeah, I could see this place dealing with people who wander off.
Okay. Cutscene. need a
The
space
voice
bar, not
acting?
space bar? What's happening?
Slitherbow is
Okay,
the
we're
largest
good.
of the blessed settlements. They worship no gods, instead revering darkness itself. It is a curious kind of faith, but one which has granted them the strength to persevere in the wake of the flood. I hope you weren't expecting a grand feast by way of welcome. They are a simple people. Now, I would hear of your travels away from prying ears.
I
Come.
demand a feast.
I see. And now you seek the Light Warden of Raktika. In the days after I arrived in the First, I too relied upon the Crystal Exarch for guidance. But his penchant for secrecy and the telling of half-truths soon lost him my trust. And thus did I strike out on my own. My work eventually led me here to the forest, which I have come to know like the back of my hand. I cannot say with certainty where your quarry is hiding, but I am confident I can narrow the search.
Well,
Just piles of books.
go on then.
I feel like Matoya would be very
Some few
disappointed.
thousand years ago, this forest stood at
Gotta
the
put
heart
those
of
on
the
shelves,
Empire
damn
of
it.
Ronka. A great many relics of that civilization can still be found to the east in Ixmaya. Or rather, could be found, were the area not fiercely guarded. Ixmaya, you see, is home to a tribe of warriors whose lineage is said to date back to the time of the Empire. Any attempt to enter their territory is met with lethal force. They offer no warnings and suffer no
I
trespasser
think I know
to
who this
escape.
is.
Needless to say, my every attempt to survey the area has been thwarted.
I don't know, but I love their outfits already.
Mayhap the Warden hideth there, full knowing none may approach it for fear of these protectors.
As for the tablet, I find the timing of its discovery suspiciously convenient. If I did not know better, I would think someone was trying to curry favor with me. Regardless, it will take time to decipher these writings. Yet I would not be at all surprised if they somehow held the key to entering Ixmaya unmolested. The Exarch has a nose for serendipity.
If there is aught I can do to assist thee in unraveling their secrets, thou needst only ask.
Thank you, Urianger. I may well take you up on that offer. While we set to work, might I suggest you take a tour of the city? Should you be in any doubt as to the importance of your role as the Warrior of Darkness, the people here will surely cure you of it.
I must say, Ishtola, while most of us have struggled to come to terms with our altered circumstances, you seem to have adapted rather well.
Lest you forget, Master Matoya and I dedicated our lives to uncovering the truth which hides at the heart of our world. Though separate, the fate of this reflection is nevertheless bound to that of our home. That I would be daunted by such an invaluable opportunity is absurd. But what of you, Thancred? Could it be that you are still struggling to come to terms with the nature of your young companion?
My struggles are none of your concern. Quite why you would speak thus and in this company, I do not know. Perhaps you left more of yourself back in the source than I assumed. If you'll excuse me.
No.
Oh, you pissed him off.
Mom, Dad, stop fighting.
He understands that I'm not the same, that I'm not her.
Understands, perhaps, but does not accept. The question being whether he ever will. And whether you will, more importantly. As difficult as your circumstances may be, they are yours, not his. 'Tis you and you alone who bears ultimate responsibility for your life. But you need not make any hard choices now. Why not go and get some fresh air, clear your head?
Okay.
Complete. Okay.
Alright, I guess let's finish this
What
quest
did
so we
I
can leave this place.
Okay.
Okay. I am no different to Thancred's troubles. Nevertheless, I will not apologize for holding him to a higher standard after all these years. He has ever been a man of considerable resolve, and that is what I will continue to expect. Though it heartens me to know that some of us remain ourselves in spite of our present circumstances. I can but imagine how Alisea and Alphino have changed since arriving here in the first. Yeah, we can only hope it's a change for the better. I don't know. I don't like that bottom one. That one sounds kind of like, oh, something's wrong with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with the top one. You're right. After my untoward remarks to Thancred, I no doubt he thinks I am changed for the worst. I'll have to speak with him later. Ahem. Returning to the matter at hand, I really must begin work on deciphering this tablet. In the meantime, perhaps you could take a look about the Silith brought. If there is anything you need, pray speak to Runar at the plaza. Okay. So we can leave.
Open the door. Get on the floor. There are no dinosaurs.
Nope.
I was promised dinosaurs. Give me 1 second. Okay.
Picked up that. Picked up that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, should probably get the crystal.
Yeah, I grabbed the crystal and then.
I did not grab the crystal. Let me grab that crystal.
Oh, that guy's got a cool outfit on.
Which guy? This guy?
Yeah.
In the purple?
The pink to black.
Pink and black?
That's a cool outfit.
Okay. Oh, make sure it's paused, because...
Oh, you missed the first part?
No.
Oh, okay.
I got the first part. Ready?
Yeah.
Welcome, friend, welcome. My apologies for our last, then hospitable greeting earlier. Tell me, what is your name? From where do you hail? Places.
It was the XIV.
From the Crystarium. I see, and this tablet you brought to help us find the Light Warden here in Raktika. Well, you are welcome to stay with us for as long as you need. Come, let me show you around. Can I come too?
Would it be alright if I joined?
Of course, of course. Anything for the guests of our dear Master Matoya.
Thank you. She means a great deal to the Knights Blessed, doesn't she?
If not for her, we may have all perished in the Great Fire. With our priests slain and our homes in ruin, we were at the mercy of the Sin Eaters. It was she who drove them back, and with her sage guidance, we were able to rebuild. Before long, she became a certain figure in our community, a great oak within whose shadow many have come to find solace. That is not to say that there were not those hesitant to grant an outsider such authority, myself included. Perhaps it's the smile in our eyes when she speaks of a sunless sea. I feel whole again, now that she is with us, and I have no doubt the others feel the same. She is much a part of the Knights Blessed as any of us, and we are grateful for all she has done to serve the Dark. But you did not hear this from me, yes? Now, you should know there are certain customs we ask guests to adhere to so long as they reside within the Slitherborough.
To show reverence to the dark?
In a word, yes, but fear not. It is not too involved. Let us begin with something simple. Follow me. First, we all take off our clothes, and we all sing the Hokey Pokey.
He like looks at us and we're like, yeah, let's go.
I want a unicorn.
Around fancy.
Should you see any of our people come into this chamber, they have likely returned from a journey beyond the borders of Raktika. We use the water stored here to cleanse ourselves of light's impurities. A simple and perhaps peculiar custom, but it is one of our most important. Would you two kneel for just a moment, that I might rid you of light's impurity? So,
okay.
Kneel.
Okay.
Splish splash, I was taking a bath. The power of night compel you. As Runar lightly sprays you with water, your skin begins to tingle. It starts to burn.
Oh no, he's burning us.
It's battery acid. Ah, nah. And with that, you have been cleansed of the light's blessed, blighted touch. How do you feel?
I'm not sure, to be honest. Not refreshed exactly, but I do feel different. Has this water been treated in some way?
Only blessed by our priests. They are practiced in the arcane arts. As such, it is said that the prayers imbued in the water with a faint dark energy. Now? A prickling sensation. No one has ever spoken of such a reaction before.
Maybe it's because I'm sucking up the spirits?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was an unpleasant sensation, but I too felt something strange. So maybe it's because we're beings of the light.
The dark aspects of the water should have no discernible effects, unless... By the gods! Master Matoya was right. You are sin eaters. I jest. What you felt was likely no more than the chill of the water.
Pretty sure it's because we're beings of light.
I mean, we've sucked in, what, 2 Light Wardens so far, and she's a reincarnation of Minfilia, who's
Yeah.
been absorbed into the light crystal thingy. Perhaps now would be a good time for you to acquaint yourself with the people of Slitherborough. For that, I must teach you a customary greeting. Alan Tuta, in the language of Ranka, is the one of several ways one might say good evening. The world is not as safe as it once was, and this greeting lets us quickly discern friend from foe.
Is there a handshake or a gesture we should know too? I would hate to offend anyone.
You need not worry. Merely speak the words Alun Tuta, and they will know you as friend friend of the blessed. I will await your return here. Now go. They are like to be heartened by your knowledge of our ways.
Okay.
Please don't. Oh, damn it.
Yep.
I was about to say, please don't make us say, and it's like immediately in chat.
In chat, please say these words. Like, oh, thanks.
Don't want to.
Okay.
Okay. So slash say what is it? Alan
Uta.
UTA.
She smiles at us. Nice. Oops. I didn't mean to actually click on you.
Yeah, I didn't mean that. Yeah.
I wanted to. A newly come traveler, Alan Chisi, and welcome to Slitherbrow. You must forgive us if we seem strangely reserved. We are a quiet and taciturn people. Silent and serene as the sunless sea, the quiet makes it easy to discern the presence of eaters and the dangers here in the woods. Okay. Look at a dude down there dancing. Or doing, what, hopscotch? Looks like he's doing, like, hopscotch? What is that stuff they called?
Hopscotch?
Is that hopscotch? Is that what that is? The stepping on one foot and then there's 2 boxes, so you have to do both feet and then you go back to 1 foot.
I believe so.
Oh, I did it again.
Alan Chisi, welcome friend. I have it you will remain in these woods for some time, yes? Be wary of the woods. Be wary of these woods. You will find poison in nearly everything you see, but fear not. Our medicinal tea will keep you healthy. Ask and it is yours.
Okay.
Okay, looks like we're done.
Donors said greetings, learning lots of things.
Ooh-la-la-ba, ooh-la-la-ba, ooh-la. I don't know, I can't speak that fast. It's the Titan mount.
Everyone was so kind and gracious. I was nervous at first, but already I'm starting to feel at home. There is still much I have to learn about the Knights Blessed, but their faith and strength of will is nothing short of inspiring. I can now see how they built such a thriving community. Okay. What's up? Ugh, I just want the dress. Give me whatever the dress is.
No, you will not get the dress. The dress is mine. Ah, you are returned. Good. No doubt they were glad of your company. It has been too long since we've had visitors. Remember, if you have any questions or there is anything you need, do not hesitate to ask. Speaking of which, we must arrange food and lodgings for your stay. As friends of Master Matoya, I cannot ask for payment, but if you would be willing to lend a hand. I'd rather not.
It
No.
would be my
It would
pleasure.
be... We are fortunate indeed to play host to a generous souls. The task I have in mind is simple enough. All I ask is that you take a jug of water to the crops in the square.
May I help too?
Well, that didn't come through. I
Oh.
heard you, but it didn't come through.
May I help too? For you, I guess. It came through the other thing, so.
Yeah. Of course. One of you can do the filling, the other can do the watering. Speak with Ursabel when you have finished. She will be relieved to hear the crops have been tended to. While you take care of that, I will see to your room and warm meal.
Isabel. That's a cool name. Oh, right then. I'll fill you water. Isabel. That's fancy.
Okay, how do we do this? Oh.
This is the only jug I could find that was small enough to lift, but I'm afraid there's a crack in the bottom. You'll need to hurry to the garden before all the water leaks out.
This seems like a waste of water.
You have 45 seconds to complete this test. If you fail, you shall return and try again. Great. Oh, where do we need to go? Over here?
This way. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You've watered half the plot. Fetch another jug to take care of the rest. Okay.
And she's like, well, this jug is even worse.
Yeah.
Just gets progressively worse and worse. Was there enough water for the pot?
Oh, Greg has just decided to become me.
Only half. Oh, sorry. God damn it.
She's just decided. It just decided, man.
Sorry.
Only half. I see. Well, let me
I was giving
refill
you a
the
break.
jug for you. Alright. It'll take 30 seconds for this to. Okay.
Yeah.
It is less time.
Here's an even shittier jug. Have fun. You know, Menphilia, we could have just gotten a different jug.
Now it's fully watered. Beautiful. Oh.
Yay. Oh, right.
Here, you can be this lady.
Oh, I'm going to be this lady? Okay.
Yep.
Well met, travelers. I observed you earlier speaking with the others. Have you need of something? You watered the crops. My apologies for not noticing sooner. I've been rather distracted of late. Watering the crops was, Tadia's duty, but she's no longer with us. We have since taken to sharing the duty, though never with guests. You are most kind.
Is there anything else we can do to help? We can plan something if you like.
There is no need. The plot is small, it is true, but it provides us with enough to survive. We ask for no more.
I don't know how you manage. Have the blessed not considered leaving? Life would be surely be easier in almost anywhere else.
I can understand why you might say that, but the easiest path is not always the right one. Tell me, do you know of our history? How our faith became to be?
Uh, yes, I believe so. The Knight's Bless was initially formed by those who lost their homes in the wake of the flood. What began as an occasional gathering of survivors eventually grew into a community, which ultimately decided to strike out on its own in the Raktika's Great Wood.
I see I've read your history. But there is a history that is told and no one that is but there is a history that is told and no one that is lived. Okay. Anyway. Like so many in those times, the first of the Knights Blessed lost everything, their homes, their loved ones, all they held dear. To make matters worse, none could say what became of the souls of those lost to the flood when their bodies were reborn as sin-eaters. The people were without answers, without hope, their gods having drowned along with everything else. It seemed that nothing was beyond the reach of the light. But soon they realized that where there is light, there must be darkness. And in that turn they found a new faith, a belief that the souls of the departed could yet find peace beyond these burning skies, in the sunless sea above. But that is why we pray, for the safe passage of wayward souls unto the blessed black abyss, and for the return of night, that we might someday look upon the kingdom of heaven with our own eyes. We remain in these woods for the self-same reason our founders first chose them, that we may lead lives of simplicity with the shade of these trees as a constant reminder of our faith.
With so many seeking paradise in Yulmore, it's refreshing to find people who value a humbler experience.
You were kind to say so. Many consider our way of life foolish, and so it must seem to those who yet cling to their worldly possessions. In times such as these, when everything can be taken away in an instant, it is all too easy to lose sight of why we fight to go on living. It is not to hold fast to material things, but to hold those who went before us in our hearts, to keep alive the legacy they left us. This we must do for them, our children and generations yet unborn.
To keep their legacy alive. Oh.
Quest completed. Yay.
Yay.
No dress for you.
Still no freaking dress. How could they do this to me? Do you have a dress?
No.
So rude. So rude. I wanted to end the night with a pretty dress, and it's just gonna deny me, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What does he want?
Sorry. Trying to click on it. Done tending to the crops already. Very good. It should not be long before your room is ready. Runar! I'm assuming it's a guy, but okay.
Oh, yeah.
In the woods, Sin Eaters. I fear they may have the touch. Where? In the grove to the southwest. For our mercy, they've yet to wander any closer to the Slitherborough. Then we have no need to engage. Inform the guard that no one is to set foot outside the village until they have moved on. But, sir, of Todia's hearthstone, it must be retrieved before the service. Of all the times for Sin Eaters to appear.
Are you just going to leave them alone?
Under normal circumstances, we would not hesitate in striking the beast down, but if they indeed have the touch, I would not risk them corrupting one of our own.
What was it that you said about a stone?
A few days past, Todia, a child of the Knights Blessed, was slain by the Sin Eaters. We succeeded in retrieving her body, but in our haste, we failed to notice her necklace was gone. Strung to it was a pendant of jade, her hearthstone. All the Knights Blessed are given such a stone at birth. It is the most valuable possession one can own. It is custom to present the hearthstone to the deceased at their funeral as an offering to the heavens, but now...
What if I could find it for you? I have experience fighting Sin Eaters, and the light's corruption does not touch me like it does others.
Master Matoya called you Menphilia, did she not? Are you truly the Menphilia, descended from the Oracle? Even so, I cannot ask you to risk your life for the blessed.
I understand how you feel, but I can't stand by knowing that your people are in need and I can help. Please, let me do this.
Very well, but if the danger proves too great, you must retreat. I can never forgive myself if we were forced to hold a second service.
Oh, I forgot about Thinkrid. What if he returns before I do? Doesn't need to know. Don't worry, I'll come with you.
Yeah. You know what Thancred doesn't know doesn't hurt him.
Yeah. It's fine.
It'll be fine.
Thank you. With you at my side, I am certain we can deal with them in no time at all.
Go swiftly, and may the shadows keep you both. You should probably wait for me.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello? Why are you just leaving without me?
Oh, goodness. Quick, mount up. It's fat chocobo time.
We should probably end here, though.
Yeah,
pretty much, it's almost 9. We need to end.
Quest
We've been
over
going
here.
for almost 4 hours. Oh, we could pick that up, though. That's important.
Yep, definitely important. Let's see. You're that guest Master Matoya was telling us about. Please, you have to help me. I've searched high and low, but I can't find my friend Carnice anywhere. I fear he's run off to Fort Gohan again. It's where we grew up, but it was abandoned years ago after the Sin Eaters attacked. The place is teeming with all manner of beasts now, and Master Matoya has expressly forbidden anyone from setting foot there. I don't know what's gotten into him lately, but we have to find him before he gets hurt. If you should find him first, you'll want to tell him our password. Tuk-Tuk. He's a skittish sort, so don't delay in telling him so he'll know you mean no harm.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, but we will end here for the night so that we can go to sleep. Be able to do all the things we gotta do tomorrow. But as always, thank you every guys for watching.
Can I sit on this log? Yeah, thanks for watching.
It was
I can
fun.
sit on this log.
Oh, I'm gonna try to sit on the log. I sit on the log too. Nice. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. It was another good day of stories. More good stories. Now we know where all of our friends are and have had a good chillin' talk with all of them. Great. But thank you everyone for watching. We are gonna go to sleep now, so I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!
Goodbye, everybody.